for the record.
Some people are like, grab a shampoo bottle and are like, listen to the sound it makes and like bang it on their fucking face.
No, it's different. It's different. It's like kinks. It's different. Everyone has a different kink. You know,
what's the thing?
What's
nails on the glass.
ASMR. I don't. It's for me. It's like haircuts. When I got haircuts, did it real bad.
A good one for me
so
too.
Now it's like if they like do the thing where they just kind of like rub the sides of the mic, and it kind of sounds as though someone is like rubbing your head like you're getting a haircut. Even just talking about it is
gives you the shit.
Doing it right now.
When they do the scissors right by the mic, and you can almost fucking feel the wind.
Yeah. I'll send you. Listen, I got a good video that I can send it to you.
You should just drop off that big cardboard box you got. And fucking.
There's a lot. The internet is full of memes, and life is too short to pretend that you hate Taylor Swift. It is also too short to pretend that this weird ASMR nonsense is not real. All right, it's not a flat Earth thing.
Tools are made available to us. We'd be fools not to use them.
We'd be fools not to use them. It's a real physical phenomenon. And
it's like porn.
Fascinating. It's kind of like porn.
You just know that everyone uses porn.
Yeah.
Everyone does the porn.
But not the same porn for everyone, right? It's just like ASMR videos. Some people like there's lots where it's like people just like going like tap tap tap. That I don't get that. That doesn't do anything for me. The scissors are a good one. The sound of scissors.
Haircuts are a good one.
Haircut
stuff.
Yeah. Kind of even just like people getting massages. Physical contact.
I like soft talking, but I don't like the
the mouth sounds.
Yeah,
I don't like mouth sounds.
I'm like, don't do that.
No, but that's totally a trigger. That's like that's like a most common one.
Yeah, that's the one you find everywhere.
Yeah,
that's the feet videos of ASMR.
Of ASMR, yeah,
the most popular.
and just like feet, I kind of don't get them. I don't know. Yeah. I put someone on stream one day was like, show feet, and I threw my foot up, and everyone was like, oh, losing their shit, and they're like, is this really a thing now? What is this, the fucking Victorian talk?
Hold on.
You should charge.
Was it socked feet? Or
No, I took my sock off.
Shit.
Yeah, no, I'm not
You left money on the table.
Yeah, no, you get the good shit when you come to my stream. I'm not. Ain't keeping no socks, no panties on. You get to see the whole foot.
I accidentally went into an ASMR stream one time.
Okay, listen, I'm not going to stream. I don't want anyone to think that I'm going into ASMR streams. That's fucked up, Kev.
Just to see
too far,
like what it was about, and
that doesn't sound like an accident.
I mean,
I accidentally watched 8.5 hours. I don't know. It's so weird. So weird.
But yeah, I watched for like literally 30 seconds, and I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It's see that exact response was what I was trying to get at in the beginning of the show. Is that a lot of it's like ASMR is the Rick and Morty of the internet, in that it's actually kind of interesting. I think it's super fascinating, and the sensation is strange and mystifying in a weird way.
It's just it's just like the feeling, like the chills. You get the chills.
Like chills.
Kind of.
Just makes your hair stand up.
Kind of. It's a
goosebumps.
very specific kind of. It's a feeling that, and some people just don't get it, but it's a feeling that once you kind of, when you are knowing to look for it, you're like, oh, I have felt this my entire life and just kind of never really known.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's the chill, like when you hear a song, a particular piece of music or something, that you kind of get that like cooling sensation on the top of your head.
Yeah, I just don't know what the point of seeking that out would be.
I don't know. I like it. I don't know. It is like,
it like
relaxing.
Helps me relax. Yeah.
Puts me to sleep. Sometimes if I can't sleep, I'll throw on one of my vetted videos, which is a lot of just like rubbing mics. It's like doing like this and shit, which really works on me, and I'll be asleep in like 4 seconds. I am just fucking.
Try putting on an episode of Castlevania.
Well, touche. Welcome to the show. It is the 303rd episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. My name is Matt E, joined by Kevin Byer. Known ASMR hater, Kevin Byer.
Not a hater.
To quote, stupidest thing ever.
Hold on. Don't get me wrong. Just because I don't agree with the principles of ASMR doesn't mean that I fault you for following those principles.
Fair.
Brandon Lynch is here as well.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here. I also get the tinglies.
Pleasure to have you. Yeah, love the tinglies. Been kind of getting obsessed with them. Lately. Finding new triggers.
Make sure you talk to someone if you get fucking too far down the path.
If that tingly lasts more than 4 hours a day, please call your doctor. It's a weird thing.
ASMR doctors are pretty good. Like the doctor ASMR.
Yeah. ASMR haircut people are pretty good too.
Yeah. Haircuts and doctors.
Dumb, weird roleplay thing of like you, the camera, or someone getting hair. It's like, oh, I'm putting the curtain on, the cover on you, and like asking you about how your day was. Oh, you got any kids? You got to like, and me doing the same thing of like just ignoring them until they stop talking. And
what do you think's more normal? Ignoring them until they start talking, or answering their questions?
When I used to get haircuts, I would answer like one or two questions. I'm a haircut with my eyes closed because hair's always falling in my eyes. I usually have short hair and it's usually just coming right down in my face. So I'll answer like one or two questions and then hopefully they take the hint and I'll just like shh.
Yeah, I
just put my finger on their mouth behind me.
I also answer their questions in a very like trying to be polite, but also trying to kill the conversation right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
As someone who hasn't had to get a haircut in quite a number of years,
it's been a while.
I was always talking to the hairdresser when I would have hair to get cut.
I get in a bad habit of lying to the hairdresser a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's no such thing as lying to a hairdresser.
And you go to the same hairdresser, so you got to make sure you like keep your lies straight. And you're like, fuck, am I a doctor?
I go to the same place, but different hairdressers. So it's mostly like looking in the mirror to see if there's anyone else around who I've told an opposite story
slowly
to.
Say an opposite and see if anybody looks to react. Like, just kidding.
Usually lead with do you remember what I do? And they're like, yeah, you're a mountain climber. And they're like,
that's right. I did remember. The funnier trick would be to like loudly tell like opposing stories with the other hairdressers in earshot and just see if either they let it slide or if they confront you on it.
Mm-hmm.
No way they confront you.
Oh, I bet you depending on what the story is.
They just want a good tip. 0% chance. As soon as you leave, they're all talking about it. But
and if they were unhappy, they can take it out on you in some bad ways.
Yeah. Well, that was the nice thing about always getting it shaved right down to the wood. Was
what are they going to do?
Yeah, cut my head is the only thing you can do.
Yeah, which would suck.
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Never happened.
I love the shampoo. Fuck. I wish I could just go and no, I need a haircut whenever I go too. But the shampoo's the best part.
The sink that they put your head in and tilt your head back into, that thing was always uncomfortable. I always felt that thing should have been padded.
You ever feel like if your chair broke out from under you, that thing would break, like literally rip your head off? Like your head is kind of like locked into the sink in a way. I never had the shampoo, but
it's not like they put like a death collar on the front or anything.
It kind of has a lip and like your neck fits in, but your head is bigger and like
I always remember they like balance it. They don't put your neck inside it, but they like balance it on like the back of your skull kind of thing, which is always why I was super uncomfortable. But yeah, your neck is not supposed to be sitting in that thing because even just without the chair falling out from under you, like that's a lot of pressure to put on your spine and your neck.
I don't. Maybe I never got this hair too short. I never got the shampoo.
The shampoo is so good.
Oh yeah, shampoo is the best.
Welcome to the show. This is a podcast about video games.
Wait, is it
taking a wrong turn?
Well, and D&D
this is
sometimes.
the 2020 thing.
The 20. Oh, right, 2020. We're not wearing headphones. We're not talking about video games. We're all ASMR.
Yes,
and
all the time.
Haircut talk,
and also the race from D&D, the ASMR, the ASMR is
the first ASMR-ists.
That's right.
Yes.
We have a D&D podcast also where we actually play D&D. We don't really talk about too much other than D&D on the D&D podcast called Rolling Reckless. You should go listen to.
That's why I can't do it.
Yeah, he's just too off topic the whole time.
Things just keep popping into my head. Like, did you guys see that cowboy video on the internet?
Oh, okay. It's completely out of character.
Yeah.
Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yes. We, previous to just starting this podcast, we're talking a little bit about our Game of the Year stuff. And I have a question for Kevin that I would say for the show. Brandon had said that his top 2 games of the year were Outer Wilds.
Yes, Outer Wilds and Sekiro.
In
no particular order.
Okay, yeah.
And I only announced those 2 for context because like I have a good like everything kind of below that in my top 10. I've got a good you could change my mind with a good argument. I could move that stuff around.
Yeah. You want to do a written list? Do you have a written list? I have a website.
I have a written list.
Okay, I'll put them on the website.
I have 10 years of written lists.
Oh, fuck. We don't usually do some years we do written top 10 lists. Brando's done one every year. I've done them on and off. Kev's done them on and off. I'll post whoever has written one and has a top 10 game of the year list.
Sure.
Or top 5 or whatever up on old talkingreckless.com.
Yeah, just copy and paste away.
Yeah.
I don't have like a write-up. I remember I did a write-up one time.
Yeah, I usually I do if I do one, I'll do a little write-up, a little blurb. I wanted to ask you, Kev, if you played Outer Wilds, was the question I held over from Tron.
This is going to be like last year was bad because I had only played a handful of games the entire year. This year is even worse. I've played a grand total of 3 games that came out this year.
Oh shit!
Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Slay the
Star
Spire.
Wars.
Slay the Spire.
And Slay the Spire.
Star Wars. I still have plans to get my hands on whatever that Hideo Kojima game is.
Oh, no.
Death Stranding.
I can't believe that's the
Please.
4th game that you decided to play this year.
You should play. I think Outer Wilds might be a real talking point. Not contentious, maybe, but just you should. I can get you Outer Wilds. You should play some Outer Wilds before.
The thing with Outer
show.
Wilds is not necessarily like I'm not so stubborn as to say like no, it's got to be the best game of the year. It's more, I think, the hardest for someone who liked that game to make their points for why that game is good without other people having. Like, that is my game where if people told me what should I play, I was like, Outer Wilds, you just got to play it and then you'll get it.
Yeah,
Whereas everyone else, I can be like, oh, play Control. It's like a really good, like, you got a force push and
you can describe Control in a way. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's that's exactly my point. Not play Outer Wilds because I think it is the best game of the year, but because it is that game that is going to be impossible to talk about unless you've played it.
Kind of like Doki Doki Literature Club.
Exactly like Doki Doki Literature Club. Yes.
You just have to know.
Yes. And to our credit, most of us played Doki Doki Literature Club before whatever Game of the Year show that was.
It helped that it was a very short game.
Yeah.
But it was...
I'm glad that everybody played it.
Inspiring
And I'm
in a
glad
way
we
at
talked
how
about it.
everyone rallied around that game in the 11th hour, where everyone's like, you should play Doki Doki Literature Club. And literally, I think everyone on that show
I think everybody did.
went and played Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah. Which is, for us as a podcast, people who don't like anime, maybe I like anime. The jury's out on me. But for people, self-proclaimed anime haters, I might say, in some cases, to come together and be like, no, trust me. I know you don't like anime, but you just got to kind of take my word on this one.
Yeah.
I think it reflects very well on us.
That's right.
Don't watch our Game of the Year show last year, but
Watch our Game of the Year show last year all the way up to the Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Because I think we were doing some very good. You'd be like, oh yeah, I see your point. That's pretty good. And then it just all fell off the rails.
This year is gonna be dope. It's
Double
gonna be
the
so
fireball.
dope.
It's going to be on the rails the entire time.
We're gonna have the drunkenness will be controlled in such a Beast Unchained.
Aimed.
Yeah, aimed,
I
not
think is the
controlled,
word.
but yes, directed in a way. Because yes, a Beast Untamed is it's tore the place up last year.
Right.
I'm so embarrassed.
It's different one of us every year.
Yeah.
So
It's a good thing that
The other ones-
we at least have a plan. Who's to say how it's going to end?
Right.
always upwards. And I for real think that we can get through the game talk pretty sensibly this year. We'll get a little drunk.
yeah,
We'll get a little drunk. But
I won't be able to stop it because there's something about my weekends off because there's about 5 of them a year maybe.
we have a time with Brando that is
I
ticking
feel like-
down.
Where I feel like even if I'm not drinking, I'm actually getting more drunk anyway. It's coming from somewhere.
Placebo effect.
Yeah.
I only got 8 whatever it is, like 2 days this year to let's do this.
That's right. So yeah, generally my just straight energy of having to not work on a weekend it's the best high.
Carry that show, man. It's gonna be a wild weekend. Max is coming up. I got some dates for you after. If we'll do some talk, we're gonna do. But the plan's to do a bunch of streams.
He
that
sent me
weekend.
those dates, which no disrespect to Max, I think he probably knows me enough to agree with me. Where it's like, why'd you send me these? Me and Max have never really hung up
I sent them
before.
to everybody.
Did you?
Everybody, yeah. Did I
Yeah,
specifically
no,
send them to you?
You sent them to.
It was like
sent
it
them to
was
us
a
two and all.
specifically
because
a group of us that I was like, this is a weird choice.
Nah, there's a stream I would like to do if you are available that Friday.
Oh, okay. I'm working Friday night.
Okay. Friday night.
Yeah. That's how.
What about
That's
Friday day?
I'm working Friday day.
fuck.
Other thing to talk to you about after the show, we maybe take that. We should see if we get that Friday off. I mean, I know you're going to Mexico in like 10 days or whatever. Less than that.
Next 5
week.
days. 5 days.
I can throw a
Oliver-
Hail Mary out and see if someone wants to work the night and I can work the day, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
Oliver's booking that Friday off. I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
It's a little plan for a stream. Maybe some sort of
Is this like
I would like
using your thoughts?
Yes.
Is this something that if you told me this stream, I would be like, I need to get my shift changed?
I mean, you don't need to get your shift changed, but I'm signaling to you right now.
Oh, D&D.
What I would like to do that Friday, the return of Shay
Oh,
Fiddlefingers.
fuck.
We'll talk after.
Yeah.
We just workshop stuff live on the podcast sometimes.
Sure. He started throwing rocks at me.
I dumped a huge bag of diamonds out of my pocket. He gets in that Thursday, so we're gonna do a cooking stream, and I want to play D&D, and we'll do a bunch of shit that weekend. It'll be real wild. Real wild.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Go get some fucking meat and taters at that Irish place down the road.
The pub
Down the road from here?
Yeah.
Meat and taters.
Yeah.
Are they
You
known
like
for
meat and
their
potatoes?
No, I love meat and
The
taters.
Irish invented the potato.
I've had many things at that pub. No, probably some form of meat and taters before.
Bangers and mash?
They definitely sell bangers and mash.
Oh, yeah.
Oliver's had them, I think. I've never.
What is a banger if
Sausage.
not a delicious piece of meat?
Yeah. Some might say the most delicious.
What is mash
That's why they call it a banger.
if not a mashed potato?
You know, if you sometimes you just have average sausages and mash. Like, oh fuck, we got bangers and mash today, boys. These are dope. These sausages.
That's right. Or like you're just playing really, really good music and eating mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And it's your bangers and mash party.
If it's the summer, then it turns into jams and mash.
Yeah, that's true.
Fine jams. Yeah. It's hard to.
Bangers and jams. Oh, the world ain't ready. Workshop that shit.
Anybody? So we're gonna do a little bit of a year in review here. We'll do the usual show. You know what we've been playing, everything.
Like a future year in review?
A future, yeah. Sorry, a look ahead, I guess, but also
A look within.
a look within. Yes, a look without. Anybody playing? Anybody got what's the cleanup list? Y'all got cleanup lists for the end of the year here? I got Disco Elysium, which I
I can't play that game. I'm very sad. There's no way for me to play that game.
Does it exist on Mac?
It doesn't. It's going to be on console next year.
Might be able to. Listen, I got this laptop that can probably run
You
Disco
get it
Elysium.
run?
I'll see if I can get it running. Do you want to?
I would definitely be into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll see if I can get going.
Because I am, to answer your question, I am right now kind of poking at games that I've already played in my life, many of which have like sequels coming out next year and stuff. I want to be like, what was this game like again? Like Ori. I'll play some more Ori. I'm going partially be inspired by the show. I have started playing The Witcher 3 again, which I am not planning on playing all the way through. But I was
nobody plans on finishing it, but they always do.
But
And then you get into the Gwent, and the next thing you know...
No Gwent in the show. I just realized. Spoilers, minor spoilers.
Lots of seasons
I
to
bet
grow
you-
the Gwent.
The bet if season 2 doesn't fucking open with how about a round of Gwent, then I'm out. Fuck
Did you
this.
see that supercut of all the times he says fuck?
Yeah, it's really
Oh
good.
my god, I laughed so hard.
Cavill and I also booted up just a little bit of The Witcher just to fuck around a little bit. What a great performance in the show! Like,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit,
Yeah, he fucking got it.
Just
he
nails
totally he got what he had to do and he did it.
just nails it.
You watch that yet?
Oh, yeah. I was done on day 2 after it got released.
It's fun.
I was done on Saturday.
It's not a perfect show. There's a couple.
No.
There's a couple. Why the thing with Mousesack in the forest and the water? I don't know. I have some thoughts, but we won't talk about that here.
I
'cause
was
it's all
incredibly
spoilery.
confused about the timeline stuff for a little while.
So was I.
Yeah.
To
in
the
a way
point
where I was like, you should have at least given me a little
Heads up.
heads up. There's going to be some timeline
Yeah.
shit.
No,
Pay attention.
I was totally fucked by that too. In a way that
Yeah.
I had to ask people who had read the books. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
Isn't this lady like dead?
Yeah, it was in episode specifically in episode 4. There was a character there, and this is not a spoiler. I think this is something you're supposed to understand inherently. That I was too stupid, but there was a character where I was like, "Well, you were dead,
Clearly dead. 4 episodes ago. I'm like, oh, okay.
No,
Yes,
but I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, and I
Super
went in
fun
with
ride.
it being like, I don't know if I will. Like, I think I really like the writing in the Witcher game. I don't know if that makes me a Witcher fan.
Yeah.
And then I watched the season in 2 days. Not the first 2 days, but last week sometime. And was like, oh, I'm very much a Witcher fan.
Yeah,
And then I almost went out and got a book. But instead I got The Hobbit.
Whoops. I've read The Last Wish, that first book, which is like a collection of short stories. I don't.
Not for you?
I like the stories. I don't like the way it's written.
Yeah,
I don't know
I've
if it's
heard
suffered
the writing
from,
style for the particular author is kind of hard to get through.
because it's written in Polish originally. I think it's Polish. I'm
Yeah.
like 99% sure it's
Yeah,
Polish,
yeah.
and translated to English, I would assume. And I don't know. In my head, I was like, oh, I think it might lose something in the translation, but I did not enjoy the writing style personally. So I just listened to it on Audible. It was fucking dope.
Yeah. Is it better to hear it than to read it?
I think so. This is like one of the few cases I think that
Right.
might be the case. It's up to like every individual person though.
It was even I've never read a Tolkien book in my life, and
they're really hard.
when I first started reading The Hobbit, I was like, What the fuck are we?
On page 8 of a song.
Yeah. And he's like, he's got the 2 pages or 3 pages at the very beginning with all the runes and everything, and I'm like, is this pivotal information? The map is facing east to the top, and I'm like, why? What is going on here?
It's a little easier to digest than Tolkien.
Okay,
The Witcher.
Well, that's good.
Easier.
So I'm just training.
Easier to digest, and it's not written like Tolkien. Just feels archaic in a way. I don't know. It's real. Just you maybe buy. It's like $5, I think. It's real cheap. It's real short as well. It's
On
not
Audible.
I don't know how much it's on Audible. I don't remember.
What are you talking about?
The Last Wish.
Oh, okay.
The written novel.
Didn't you get it on Audible?
I both read it. I tried reading it and was like, oh, no, thanks. And then I did. Got it on Audible, yes. I don't have all the Witcher books on Audible, but I've heard that the same narrator does all the books, which is fucking money in the bank.
That's what you need.
Because I hate when narrators change over a series.
Sure.
Bugs the shit out of me.
I don't know. I might be invested enough through The Witcher 3 and that first season to give a crack at it, but it won't be for a while.
Yeah.
I might read all those Lord of the Rings books.
I'm gonna shake my head.
They're
no.
rough.
I'm gonna shake my
They're
head.
rough, eh?
No, yes. As
You
a
think so?
known
They're not
Lord of the
good, eh?
Rings fan, I find Lord of the Rings very hard to read.
Really?
Super, super hard to read.
Yeah, it took me 2 attempts to get through the trilogy or the 6 books or however you want to break it down. But yeah, it was tough to get through.
Fuck. I thought those wouldn't be that bad. I was like, everyone loves these. It must be fucking easy reads.
You've never read the?
I've never read any of them.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I've seen
Hobbit
2
is
of
the
the
easiest
movies.
read. Hobbit is the easiest read to get through for sure.
Fuck.
It was literally written for his 10-year-old son, but it's still
I'm
written
still
like
struggling.
ye olde English.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
I still read a lot.
Books,
these days.
that's the nice thing. His books are cheap.
Yep.
So
Everybody should go read Ancillary Justice.
I can find those
rereading it
books.
for the second time.
pay probably $30 for the 3 of them and just put them on my shelf if they're fucking too hard for me.
Yep.
And then all
Nice big fat
all the
books.
ladies will come over and be like, "You're a well-read individual," and I
goodness.
was like, "Those 3 right there were too hard for me."
Step into my library, madam. Excuse me, Kev. Do you have any kind of a list, anything to try to get hands on for the end of the year? Any games you want to play before?
I'm going to finish I shouldn't say I'm going to finish. I intend to finish the last 3 episodes of Life is Strange Season 2.
Oh, yes. Right.
Yes.
And then, just get some hands on Death Stranding.
We should really get you. See if I can get you Outer Wilds. It's I think everybody should play that game. I don't know.
Is that
I'm way into it.
Which one's the Outer Wilds and which one's the Outer Worlds?
Outer Wilds is the better one.
That's the space one.
That's the
Yes.
space. Well, they're both in
They're both
space.
space one, but that's the better space one.
That's the better space
Okay.
one. That's the one that's kind of like Majora's Mask in way, like kind of.
Yeah.
Describe it. I
watched you stream. I watched
But if
when you were streaming it,
like
so.
that is
Yeah.
something I could say to someone and they'd be like, "Oh, it's that one."
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
Yeah.
It is not Fallout. Outer
Yes.
Worlds is Fallout.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Outer Worlds is Fallout. Outer Wilds,
Yes.
is space game
The other
from
space games.
a studio I don't.
Mobius Games or Studios.
This game.
Yes. Yeah, it's so in a lot of ways it's kind of like Subnautica, which is a game that you were into but does not have any inventory or
No base
or anything like
construction,
that.
no building.
A lot more. You can go anywhere
That's
right off the
actually-
start
that's
instead of building your way out.
That's
You
kind
can-
of almost a perfect way to describe it.
Right.
The storytelling is very much the style it is in Subnautica, where you are kind of just
you kind of find something and you're like, huh.
You just find stuff, and there's like the slightest breadcrumb trail, like it has the equivalent of the escape pods in Subnautica or whatever,
Yeah.
the pods you're going to. It
Yeah.
has that equivalent of like clear destinations to
similar.
head to and discover stuff along the way. It's really something special.
It's one of those games that like you can solve a puzzle by kind of banging your head against some of them, but there's always somewhere else. There's always a way. There's somewhere else that will tell you this is actually the right way to do it. And if you find that first, then you're like, oh, I can fucking do this easy. But
also everybody finishes that game
In a
having
different
missed a
order,
and having
or,
missed.
yeah.
There's like one big piece of information where like, did you find the thing on this
yeah,
place?
that
And people are
massive
like,
thing.
No, what?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that like I hear and I was like, how did you beat the game without knowing that? But then at the same time, there were things where I went back and I was like, oh yeah, this is how you're supposed to know how to do that thing that I was just like, I don't know how they expected you to know to do that. I figured it out, but I don't know how they fucking expected you to find that out. And then I found the thing going back to it where I was like, oh, They
Yeah.
actually put that breadcrumb trail in there somewhere.
It's something else.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah.
Those
Brownie,
planets are cool.
What are you playing this week, Miranda?
Like I said, The Witcher. Like I said,
Hell of a game. Have you played the DLCs?
yes,
Okay,
I played
great.
them both. I really liked Heart of Stone.
They're both
pretty good.
I think they're both better than the main game. I think main game and both DLCs are all fucking exceptional.
Yes, I really like the heist thing in Heart of Stone where you're kind of like you're recruiting a team.
I like the wedding in Blood and Wine where like
that's good too.
You're just dancing.
Yeah.
One of your quests is go dance with your
dance.
date.
Yeah. Try and carry a conversation. And I am playing Ring Fit. Speaking of Christmas, that we didn't speak of on the podcast, we spoke of before it. But I got Ring Fit for Christmas because I knew I would never buy it myself, but I knew I would use it if someone else bought it for me. Mm-hmm. And bought it for me, someone did.
I was going to loop right back around. I'm also playing Ring Fit.
Yes, I was very excited when I was sitting there not playing Ring Fit, but had my Switch on, and I saw Maddie is playing Ring Fit pop up on my screen. I was like, oh shit, a brother.
Yeah, and similarly, because I just didn't want to tell anyone, I was like, I'm just going to play Ring Fit in secret.
Yeah.
And then when you texted me and you're like, something about the extras, I was like, I can relate.
Someone else is doing it.
Thank God. I think having someone else even just to bullshit about the exercises with totally helps in a way.
Makes it way better. Like, how fucking hard is this thing they want you to do?
I did planks today and they fucking suck, but because we laughed about them and I'm going to go back and do more tomorrow. I'm going to do more planks tomorrow.
I can do one of the first things they give you is squats. And I can do squats for a little bit, but then they also give you chair pose.
It's a yoga pose,
which is just doing a squat for a long time, not doing squats, just holding a squat forever. And I cannot do those back to back, which
something to work on.
Puts in a very video game ass layer of strategy.
Totally.
Where I'm like, well, I can't use this attack and then that attack because I physically can't do it.
So Ring Fit is a Nintendo Switch game that has it's a Pilates hoop, I think is what the piece of exercise equipment is called. But a Joy-Con slots into the top of it, and then you strap the other one to your leg like it's a fucking like a secret Bond lady's gun or something.
Right? Yeah, it's right there, like on a hot lady spy's holster.
That's where she's got her gun.
Yeah.
Or
knife.
Or knife, yeah. And then it has a bunch of exercises built into the game where it is this kind of
where to start.
Yeah, it's not turn-based. So you're moving around a map and you're getting into battles with like I think up to 5 enemies maybe because I see 5 spaces.
It starts with like a Mario 3 overworld.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once you get into that, you are basically on running on a track,
literally running in real life. You have to either run on the place or like mini squats.
And then there's fucking coins everywhere, and you're like pulling your hoop apart to like vacuum the coins in, and then you like if you push it in, then it shoots wind out. So you like point it at the ground and fucking squeeze it to like jump and shit, right? Because that's how wind works. If you point it at the ground and you push it out, then you'll go flying in the air.
Makes perfect sense.
And as you're doing this, and there's exercises built into that too, with you fucking squeezing the ring to open doors and stuff. You're also running into enemies, and when you run into enemies,
do you know you can jump over them? I learned today.
I can't jump over any of them
you
yet.
can jump over enemies. If there's just a single row of enemies, you can just jump over it.
I feel like I always miss. So many times that I was like, maybe you can't do this.
I did it today. I wasn't doing it on purpose because I try and do all the enemies. So I'm going to fucking workout or whatever. I did it today. I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that and didn't want to skip those. But cool that I learned that.
Yeah, they say something to you while you're running.
Oh, shit.
You can jump over the enemies.
Oh, those cowards.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't do it.
I don't do it either. That's right.
It's a big fucking. So anyway, then you run into enemies and then you get pulled into like it is turn-based.
Yep.
Combat thing.
It's like Pokemon almost, or Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Pokemon, where you're picking attacks, and the attacks have different damages, and some attacks attack one enemy, and some attacks attack all the enemies. Different
recharge times. Some you can do every turn, some you have to wait a few turns to cool down.
All your favorite fucking turn-based shit, but all the attacks are like, do 10 squats to do 30 damage.
Here's like 10 squats. Mine are like do 30 fucking squats.
Mine might be, I can't remember the actual number.
They're high.
I would probably...
Squats are maybe 20.
I was like, mine are closer to 10 than 30 for sure. Maybe they're 20.
What are you guys playing on different difficulties? Like,
Yes.
what's going on here?
Matt is on a higher difficulty
I'm on
than
20.
me.
They just assign a number to it.
And do they dynamically change that?
You can you can change it every day. It'll be like, how'd that feel? Was that way too easy, a little too easy, yada yada yada, and you're kind of dialing it in that way. I don't think it's dynamic though. You're choosing to change it every time.
Yeah.
Where it's adding more reps, or like you might have to hold the squat for longer.
Fucking hate squats.
It's a really cool, like, the game part is kind of cool. It's not great as just a game, but
You would never play it as just a game.
but because it has the exercise part wrapped in, it becomes this weird thing of, like Brando says, like, the different attacks are more effective against different enemies, and so there's this whole metagame level of like, okay, I think I can do my squats and probably kill these two people before they can hit me. But then this guy's green, which means I have to chair pose after, and I don't know if I can chair pose after 30 squats. So maybe I'll hit this guy first with the red move, and like it's this whole strategy layer of like, which exercises do I think I can do right now? It does a really good job of there is like a silhouette on the side who is showing you like proper form and stuff, and the ring will shout tips at you, which I think are super useful. Of like, there's like a like squeeze the ring in front of you, and it's like pretend like you're holding something in your armpits, and like that little tip for me was like, oh shit, okay, I get it now. I'm engaging like my pecs or whatever.
And they're like bend your wrists at the end for more power. And like as soon as I did it, I like felt every muscle in my arm like flex in a different way, where I was like, oh, that's how that's supposed to feel.
It does a good job of like keeping you on form. And also there is a whole video game part to it where like you're making consumables from ingredients that you are gathering throughout these running parts where you're like sucking them up, and I got to a boss I couldn't beat today, so I guess I have to go grind or get material like more smoothies or something. And there's also gear in 3 slots, so you have a headband and shirts and pants that have stats that affect your defense and attack, where you get gains and those go up, and
gains are just your level. It's just your basic ass level.
It is a video game ass
level up
video
from
game.
8 to 9, and it'll just shout gains.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
And then you flex. The boss, I assume it's the boss, but it's also the guy you fight basically at the end of every world.
It's a very buff dragon.
Is a incredibly like jacked like a human is jacked, but he's a dragon, and he's just like sometimes he won't attack you, and it'll just like pull out and say he's working out instead of attacking you, or he's working out planning his next attack.
You dick.
And now I'm like, oh, I'll fucking get you.
I really enjoy it, and it seems like it has a huge range of exercises. Like, I don't know, I should look up. I think there might be like 100.
Yeah, there's a lot because you're unlocking them like you'd unlock new attacks. Where
and you start with 5, and very quickly, like, and they have everything too, which I really like. They have like yoga poses, like yoga is blue, and I have a few yoga poses now, which has really become my bread and butter, because the yoga poses are all slowly exhale through your nose. It's like 2 positions, and you exhale slowly, and if you move too fast, you get penalized. So it encourages you to like catch your breath, slow down. So I have a lot of yoga in my routine where like I need to breathe. I need to breathe. But I really like it. I'm doing exercises I didn't even know existed. I mean, I don't think I'm getting like shredded by any means, but it's
good cardio.
Well, it's actually kind of not
Stretching.
great cardio. It's almost like better like strength training. It feels
core
like
strength, and
it is like resistive training in a way where the only cardio you're getting is kind of this. It is this. This is I'm doing it in the studio right now. This is my mini squat.
Yeah.
Which is like.
It's for apartment living.
Yeah, the silent running in place.
Yeah.
And even I feel like my mini squat is like my TV shakes when I do it.
Yeah.
It's too loud.
My door, there's like a little like just like a half inch like.
And every time you do the up down
and then I was like in the middle of one, and like my stick deodorant fell over off my fucking dresser.
Dishes in the kitchen, or the fucking glass is falling like an earthquake.
I'm like, 1 year from now I'm gonna be like, you're not even gonna be able to hear me doing this.
But it's good activity. It's more than
gets your mind off of the fact that you're exercising.
Totally.
In a way that is my number one problem with exercising is I get in my own head like I'm almost bored.
Yeah.
Like,
and all you're thinking about is
Right.
like, I just have 20 more of these to do.
Yeah.
Fuck this. It totally, at least, I mean, it's only been like 5 days for me so far. So the real test is in 2 months. Am I still sticking with it?
I said first 2 days are the hardest.
Yeah.
So they're only getting easier for you.
And they give you like little tips every day. The first one they give you is,
this is so
fucking
good.
hilarious, where it's like, tip number 1, and it's something concern. What if I become too muscular? And it has this whole like 2 paragraphs where like, hey, don't worry.
It won't happen by accident.
Bodybuilders spend years to become to like get their shape. That won't happen to you if you don't want it to. And like this whole thing.
That's funny.
Like, I
just woke up one day and I was huge,
too muscular.
I can't fit out the door.
The music is incredible in a way that like the Nintendo Wii Shop music is, where really evokes that, and I really like the whole package, and I feel good after doing it. It feels really fucking good in a way that like I didn't know that cool down. I did not know how to stretch before.
No, me neither.
I did not know that you're supposed to do moving stretches.
I probably did in school.
Pre-workout,
and then
I feel like we just did static stretches all the time in school.
Yeah, you're right. The dynamic stretches are,
and like you start with these moving stretches, then you end with static stretches for the cool down, and it just makes me feel good, you know.
It makes me like I'm always like this is more than I would have done any other day if I didn't have this thing.
It's so much more than the zero activity I've done for the last year. It also puts a calorie counter on the screen, which I think is a great little.
You don't burn very many calories.
You don't burn very many calories. It's a great tool to teach you to get your fucking diet in shape, because you can run a treadmill for an hour and burn like 30 calories, which is if you eat one little
third of a can of pop.
Yeah, exactly. Way less than that. A can of pop is 210 calories, which is
Diet Pop.
Diet Pop is 0 calories.
There's a 100-calorie pop. I know because I've had it in my head.
It's a beer.
100 calories. Maybe it's a beer.
But for example, the can of Coke, the 210 calories in a can of Coke or whatever is more calories than I've burned all 5 days I've been doing this combined. Yep. It is not much. And like at the end of some of those days, there's some days where I just have to lie in the living room for like 2 minutes and be like,
sweating.
I'm dead.
I had a real bad moment the last time I did it where I got up. So I got up at 7 a.m. to watch the Team Canada game, which is priority 1. And then I was working. I was like, I'm going to do my Ring Fit stuff, go shower. Warren's not even going to be awake. Because Warren will shower when he wakes up.
Yeah.
And I literally put like the ring down to start my my static stretches to cool down, and I heard the shower turn on.
Aww.
And then I was just like sitting there like drenched in sweat, being like, well, and Warren takes fucking long showers. Like, well, this is 45 minutes before I'll be in there, so
should have just
keep going. Yeah, fuck it.
I should have
warm
honestly,
back up and away we go.
I should have just been like, hey, might as well.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too.
And
it helps having you do it too, because
totally.
I can talk about it and be like, hey, those fucking things suck.
And I'm gonna see. I figured out where to see. It shows you. I'll know if you miss a day. I'll know if you miss a day.
Missed today. It was that or come here.
You made the wrong choice.
Hey, you still got time when you get home.
I was gonna say, but I feel like even with the quiet running, I feel like it is maybe at midnight, not or
Friday night. Well, your downstairs neighbors are fucking psychos now. It seems like so.
Well, I don't know.
Is it that one day?
We were fucking pretty loud. I've never heard them any other time than that one day.
Just that one day with the on the roof or whatever. Ceiling.
Maybe they were doing something too. Maybe they were doing something that required quiet in a unfortunate way.
Open heart surgery.
Yes.
Yes.
Or a reverse party where you just have to be really quiet.
Or seance.
Seance. You're right. Communing with the spirit world.
Oh yeah, they probably had special psychics they brought in just for that, and we were disrupting them.
Probably freaked them out the first time.
Do you know how much a psychic anchor costs per hour? They were right to bang on the roof. They should have came upstairs and be like, you guys, we're paying $27,000 an hour for the psychic anchor.
Right.
Can you please shut the fuck up?
We'd be like, fuck, can we come? Can we watch?
Shit. I know a guy. You need help? No. I could help you exercise then. Okay. Ring Fit, in summary, I'm very much enjoying it.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot of fun.
My pecs hurt today.
My ass hurts.
My pecs, these right here, my little teeny weeny pectoral muscles are very sore.
Yeah, my butt fucking hurts after them squats.
Yeah.
The squats, chair poses. I gotta get rid of one of those.
We'll trade
one of those out for something else.
Keep chair poses money in the bank, and it does more damage.
I hate chair. I can do the squats, no problem. Well,
yoga poses do like 50. Eventually you'll unlock Warrior 1, and it does like 75 damage per hit, and it's only 8 reps. It's only 4 to a side. It's Warrior 1 OP. Fucking lock it up.
That's the one you gotta
Nerf
get.
Warrior 1.
Nerf Warrior 1. What else you been? You got anything else?
I don't think so. Yeah, nothing good. I kind of bounced off After Party.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't like.
I see what you mean by like I was the writing in that first scene where they're at the party.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, this is very like well written and charming.
Very. Did you play Oxenfree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very Oxenfree.
Very Oxenfree.
Where do you get Afterlife?
After Party Game.
I got it on
Pass
Game Pass.
is where I got it also.
Yeah, because I tried to get it on Steam and it is not there.
That might be an Epic Store. I'll any games you want to play, give me a list and I can either write in for a code or something, or I can find you a copy. People like to give codes.
Dumpster outside.
Did you know? It's a video game website. When a game comes out and you try to get a code, it's really fucking tough because they all go to influencers, right? Which is bullshit because I am an influencer. But anyways, but around Game of the Year, people got codes to spare.
Really?
Yeah, you're like, hey, we haven't been. We're just thinking about this game for Game of the Year. You know, some people haven't played it. They're like, oh, Game of the Year. But here you go.
Yeah, they all want those fucking awards they can put on their fucking Game of the Year edition.
That's right. So you get me a list, and I can put out some feelers. And
fuck, would it be funny if we ever picked a game so down in the drubs of society,
Anthem,
and gave it Game of the Year? I bet you they'd fucking put that thing on the box.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Actually, be like, hey, just so you know, we gave this game of the Year.
No.
What's Left Alive? Have you seen Left Alive 2019? It looks kind of like Metal Gear meets Resident Evil almost.
No.
Left Alive might be the worst video game to come out in 2019. I can almost guarantee, because I know you and I peruse the same kind of internet circles, I can almost guarantee you've seen footage of it and just aren't remembering.
Right, yeah, probably.
It was real early in the year. Maybe one of the worst games,
of all time.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, it's something.
I think we are blessed with the fact that we don't actively go out and try and play everything that comes out, which allows us to not worry about the worst games of the year.
It's true. Quiet Man.
But sometimes I hear them and I'm like, I kind of want to fucking see that thing.
I don't know. Quiet Man might be dope.
Quiet Man is not dope.
No? Have you played it?
I've played Quiet Man.
Kev, what have you been playing?
I didn't really play that much this week.
No? Getting all ready for your paid trip to Mexico?
Yeah.
Fucking baby.
It's going to be Wednesday next week I'm leaving. And then I'm coming back on
maybe
Sunday-ish.
Is it just like all-inclusive lay around kind of thing?
Yeah.
You bring a book?
Yeah. Well,
on the beach?
I am thinking it's going to be a little more involved than that.
Oh. That's a loaded word.
Yes, I agree. There will probably be a lot of drinking and traveling up and down the beach to other resorts.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Making friends.
Going to local establishments until the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, totally. Do you know one time Oliver, I believe, got arrested in Mexico for shitting on the street? Maybe that's Cuba.
That's probably not what you should do.
I think he's told that. Maybe I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
I've definitely never.
It's
heard
live
that.
out here now.
Yeah.
I think it was. Okay, so I know for a fact Oliver has. I don't know if arrested is the right, but in trouble with the cops. I don't think he went to jail
maybe
or anything.
fine, maybe. But
One of those drunk tourists.
I think he maybe spent overnight in a drunk tank or something.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was Mexico. Maybe it was just like Banff or something.
I've been in a drunk tank. Was
Have you?
not fined. Yeah.
That sounds scary.
It's not.
As a man who's
it's
never
not that.
been in trouble with the law and like any, even if I just like see a cop like 4 blocks away, I'm like, oh, have my seatbelt on, like mirrors, check my registration. Like
it's scary. Like for me, the scariest moment was the first like 5 minutes after I woke up and was like, how much trouble am I in?
Like you woke up in the tank?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
I went to fucking sleep as soon as
That's the point of it.
Yeah.
They throw you in there until you sober up.
So you passed out at a party, woke up.
No, I passed out
in the cop shop
outside near Cook.
Okay.
I don't know if I passed out. I blacked out.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah,
I wasn't. This wasn't. That wasn't that night.
No, that was around when I was 18.
Like, holy fuck! I don't remember any of this.
No, that was the 18-19. No, that night was actually really pleasant. We went and got 20 McNuggets each.
Ooh.
And went sat on the railroad tracks across the street and ate the nuggets and listened to music off a phone.
Well, that sounds dope.
Yeah.
And dangerous. What if the train would have came?
I mean, it could. I guess if you pass it on the tracks or something. But
yeah, we were like energetic drunk.
It was the fucking train track on White Ave only runs October to May or whatever. You're probably fine.
No, it wasn't even that one. It was like the abandoned ones that MKT's on.
Oh yeah, you were fine.
Yeah.
Those aren't real tracks anymore.
I mean they're real, but there's no
trains don't run on them anymore.
No.
I remember when trains used to run on those tracks.
So you woke up in the drunk
Fuck.
tank and just like they just let you go?
Yeah, they were very like not pleasant. Like they're like, get the fuck out of here. Don't do this again. And you're just like, yes, sir.
Do it
Yes, sir.
again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's wild.
I have a ex-friend who has a drunk tank story of he got thrown into the drunk tank, and he was very much adamant that he should not be there because he wasn't drunk.
A lot of people, turns out, don't
weird.
think they should be in the drunk tank.
And he was thrown in there with a bunch of other drunk people. I don't think he knew any of them, but by
allegedly drunk people.
Allegedly drunk people.
Right.
That's right. There's no
He was fine.
proof.
He said he was fine.
There's no proof that they're drunk. It's just
Right.
the man saying they're drunk.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
It's probably a cop.
So he decided that the only way to get out of the drunk tank would be to make the drunk tank an unlivable situation.
Oh no.
So he
Yeah, probably.
They poo on the floor.
No, he rallied the other allegedly drunk people in the drunk tank.
Okay.
They all gave up their shirts, which they used to completely plug the toilet.
Oh no.
And then they tried to flood the drunk tank.
There's it was a bar
How
drunk
many
tank or a
shirts do
door
you need to
drunk
plug
tank?
a toilet? One.
I mean, if you want to do it,
Yeah,
I guess
but
if you want,
then
I guess when you're
you
that drunk,
yeah,
probably
allegedly
30.
Right.
drunk.
Sorry.
And also, you don't.
Fucking 30 shirts trying to stuff into a toilet.
You're trying to make the one guy who's in there feel more comfortable, so everyone else takes their
Yeah.
shirt and be like, "Well, we'll do this."
You don't want to be the one guy with a shirt on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your
So,
precious Hollister fucking t-shirt that you won't take off. Fucking puke all over it already. Piece
So
of
I don't
shit.
know. I don't know quite how we get from flooding the toilet to the next thing that happens. Like I don't entirely know how.
I'm one of those cars that just says 20 minutes later. It hits the screen.
So the drunk tank that this guy was in was it was like a self-contained. Like the walls were plastic, completely see-through. There was a little small drain in the floor that they also had to plug.
Filling
And
up.
And he's just staring out directly at the.
It's like up to his knees.
At the officer.
He's just fucking looking us up to his waist. He's just looking
gonna let me
out.
die. You're just gonna let me die in here.
Unlivable situation, officer.
He is. Imagine the paperwork when I drown in toilet water.
So I don't know if the cops were there watching them do this, or if they like wandered by after and saw the after effects. But he said they managed to get the water up in the drunk tank up to about ankle deep.
That's gross.
Okay,
And,
that's more than I thought they'd get.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of a little confused as to whether or not the cops were actively watching or if they just let it happen. And then
laughing.
when the cops figured out what was going on, or decided that the water got to an adequate level to just let it go, they just turned off the water.
Oh,
they turned off the water to the drunk tank.
Oh, they knew. They were watching. It was like, what do you think, Sarge? You turn the water off? No, not yet.
No.
It was like, waited just till
Yeah.
they got wet socks. It's like, no.
I want them to feel it on their shin hair.
Yeah. And so, then they just turned off the water and they kept like, you can't leave us in here. We're going to die of exposure or our feet are too cold. We're going to have hypothermia.
All right, the
They're just
fucking
like,
foot
well, I
rot.
guess we'll see you all in 8 hours when you wake up.
Jesus.
Enjoy your sleep in your fucking puddle.
Wow.
It's a good story.
That is a great story.
It's a really good story.
And that's what happened after Game of the Year last year.
Yeah.
Here I am today, dry socks. Turns out they
Haven't
let
seen that
me
show.
out. It was an unlivable situation.
Yeah.
And Kevin and I are friends once again.
Yeah, we made up. I'm almost done Star Wars, maybe. Who knows?
Jedi Fallen
Gears right
Order.
back into this.
Yeah.
It's a real short game. You got to be close.
Yeah, I've heard the thing that just happened is like right at the tail end of the game.
Yeah.
So without
The thing you explained to us earlier is the thing you just did.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're real
Yeah,
close.
you're
then.
very close.
Yeah.
I'll probably finish that up tomorrow.
It's a good scene. I think I might have that as moment of the year. That thing that you described to us.
The thing that you didn't like.
Well, not that thing, but the thing immediately before it. Of the like, there's a cutscene there with the.
okay.
That's moment of the year.
You think that's part of the same moment?
We'll have to talk come Gotti, I suppose.
Because there is something in there that is hovering right around my moment of the year.
Yeah, not. I know what I have two. One right at the very end, and one kind of before that, and then there's some shit in the middle where Kev is. We'll talk after.
Okay. Yeah. The very, very end moment
very
is
end,
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Best
other
new
than that,
character of the
I played a little bit more Slay the Spire.
Hell of a game.
I got my I'm up to, I think, Ascension 6 or 5 on most of the characters.
Is there a max? What's the max?
Max is 20.
Oh shit.
So
I still can't beat that game. I should watch whatever video. You should send me that video you watched that taught you how to change your thinking on that game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can send that to
fucking suck at Slay the Spire.
just so you know, it's like 3.5 hours long.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm undefeated.
Man who watches ASMR videos every night. I got some time, dog. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Next week is going to be, like I say, almost impossible to get anything done.
Mexico.
Because heading to Mexico, I am planning on bringing The Watchmen. I'm gonna read that on the beach.
Dope.
It's good.
You should bring that show. Finish the book. Watch the show. I'm rewatching the show.
You have to pay. The hotel has one room in the lobby that is free Wi-Fi. Other than that, you have to pay to get Wi-Fi to your room. I'm
Maybe watch the show when you get back.
I'm gonna find out how much it is, because
I'm gonna get you that show on like a stick or something.
Let me tell you, I wouldn't have anything to watch it on.
You should bring your PS4. A little time bring your PS4 to watch Watchmen, and then time permitting.
Have you started The Watchmen yet? The book?
No.
I think that would take you through a trip to Mexico.
Yeah, it's pretty thick reading.
It's a meaty
the
little
couple
thing.
the plane ride there and back with the layover on the way back.
If you include,
I'm pretty
maybe
sure,
not then. Yeah, you'd probably crush it on a plane ride.
Show is so. I don't want to build it up for anyone. I don't want to overhype it. It is, and it's because I'm so fresh off it, and I'm obviously being a little hyperbolic. But
I'm the same way in all these ways.
I think my favorite series of television ever. Season 1, I think it's my favorite show.
It is one of my favorite seasons of TV I've watched.
Say, yes. I hope they never touch it again.
I've heard from enough people who have never read The Watchmen that watched it, that said it was very good. As someone who read The Watchmen before, I don't understand how you think that show is good without reading The Watchmen first.
It's indefinite. I'd only watched the movie, but that was enough for me to like.
Right.
There's one specific moment, one specific callback to the comics slide. Well, there's lots, but there's
tons.
There's one that is never referenced in the, like, everything gets explained in the show, where if you go and you're like, what are they talking about? They are good enough to be like, oh, this is what happened in the 60s or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay. But there's one specific moment from the movies, comics that they do again in the show that I would not have got, and would have been like, what the fuck? For all the bullshit that happens in this show, this is the most bullshit. How is this possible?
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of things that I looked at positively because of that knowledge I had, where I tried to be like, what if I had never read that book? I would think this was stupid and bad writing in a lot of ways. Like, I think The Watchmen inherently has characters with traits where it's like, this seems like a convenient plot device, unless you're like, no, they took these characters with these traits from a different source material, so it's actually very good writing and very good use of them.
Totally. I think I would agree with that.
That's how I feel. And maybe it's, you can only experience it one way or the other.
It's true.
So maybe if I hadn't read it, maybe I would be like, oh no, it is actually still really good.
I think it would be initially, I think you'd have that initial like, what the fuck is going on? But I think they do a very good job in this television show of, if they assume you've never watched or seen or read Watchmen in a way that if you have, you get a lot of extra cool shit. But if you never have, they do a great job of explaining it in a way that they do a very good job of. Fuck, do I love that show?
It's a great fucking show.
I'm rewatching it.
I think you'd like it too, Ken.
And the way the series starts is so insanely different from the way it ends. Like, remember when it was like a fun murder mystery about racists?
It goes some places.
It goes some fucking places. Oh, I really love Watchmen. God, it was such a good. I'm so caught up in the high of TV still from last year that
you just like, I was at Shoppers Drug Mart picking up peanut butter and bread.
Only those two things.
As you do.
It was only those two things. Because I didn't want to go to like a Walmart or a big store to go in and get two things. And I sat down to get on my way home, and
I had to ask a person, yeah, you brought me the peanut butter and the bread?
Yeah. You probably put those right beside each other, right? No, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm good. Good. Dial it in.
And I got in my car ready to drive home, and right before I shifted out of park, you sent me like a message being like, and this is a week after we had finished The Watchmen, and you're just like, hey, did they ever say what happened with this thing?
Because I was rewatching that episode.
Yeah,
And I was like,
then
what the fuck is this?
Sat in the Shoppers parking lot talking to you for like 10 minutes about it before I got on the road.
Yeah, we had an extended conversation there.
Yeah.
As you open the peanut butter, just mash a slice of bread into it, and I'll start munching.
Luckily, I've got supplies for this conversation.
That's thermodynamic miracle. You had the PB&J, the P and B, just as we were
Just
about to
needed the
talk about
jams.
it. Yeah. I've been playing. I finished Persona 5.
Like finished?
Finished. Yeah.
Holy
Saw credits.
fuck.
Saw post credits. It's a long game. It's a fucking long game.
Signal landing.
Stick landing? Yeah. There's no. It doesn't feel like, unlike Persona 4, it doesn't feel like there's a pit trap for you to like fall into. Be like, I ruined my ending.
Right.
This won't really mean anything to a lot of the people listening, but that point where we tagged off, like how much was left after that?
Like 2.5 hours.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, a whole a whole fight after that, a whole an encounter after that. Still, I like it a lot. I don't know. I mean, it's an old game at this
Better
point.
than 4? It's not that old.
Came out
2017
or 2016 was the Japan version. I think 2017.
So this game came out on PS3 in Japanese. This game came out.
Is that
in
what
like,
you're playing?
Well, no, I was playing the I was playing the English re-release in 2016, but like Persona 5.
Even when Persona 5 came out here, it was an old game.
Yeah, Persona 5. I was like, like 2013, maybe 14.
In Japan.
Maybe?
Oh shit.
I'd have to look it up, but yeah, it is always delayed between the English version. So yeah, when it came out in English, is an old game. That's why it's never been patched. I've been funning the whole time because Persona 4, the English version is version 1.0. It's a perfect video game. It's never been patched in 4 years, but the Japanese was patched.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really know what I can say about it other than.
You like better than 4? Did I ask you that already?
Yeah, and I didn't answer because it's so hard to tell. 4 is like an old ass game and suffers from a lot of old game design philosophy. I like it as much. Zip. I like the characters in both a lot. Like I didn't think I would ever find another Chie. You know what I mean?
And you did.
Know what I'm saying, and I did.
Oh, I
totally did.
Either.
I didn't think I'd ever find another Teddy, and I did.
Oh shit.
I like it a lot. It has the best music of the year, and had we done categories in 2016, which I don't think we did.
No, last year was the first year of the
would have been a
categories.
fucking crime that didn't win. It has the most incredible soundtrack. It is. I love it. It is so fucking good.
I like the Persona 4 music, so I assume it's very.
I think the Persona 5 music. I ironically like Persona 4. I'm never gonna go out and listen to the fucking Flooded Apple Pie song on my own time.
Speak for yourself.
I will unironically put on the Persona 5 soundtrack and just have it playing while I'm doing shit. Yeah, it is. It's such an incredible soundtrack.
Not to tip hand too much on music of the year, but I remember last year I listened to a lot of soundtracks on Spotify, a lot of different ones, and this year the only one that's grabbed me is the Outer Wilds one.
And even then, not for the soundtrack reason, I don't think, but creative use of music in games.
No, like that's what I mean. Like I've been listening to the Outer Wilds soundtrack on Spotify.
You have been listening to the soundtrack.
It's the only one that I've listened to. Whereas last year there was like 7 that I'd be like, oh yeah, I kind of like the soundtrack. Oh yeah, I like it. And this one, it was like, it's just Outer Wilds.
Yeah, it's kind of feels like a weak year for music.
Yeah, you have to get through some of the, like, they kind of put down the bass line because they do a lot of motify stuff. So there's like kind of the simple version motify.
It's my new WWE competitor.
There's a lot of kind of like a simple version of the song, and then like later tracks are like they do more with those songs.
Recognize the themes from earlier.
There is a song late, which I think is just a credit song. It's not even in the game proper. That's on that soundtrack, and that I will listen to it every morning when I get in my vehicle to go to work, and it just fires me up.
I woke up this morning. I did not make the connection until it was too late. I woke up this morning whistling the song. You know the song that Norman Reedus whistles in Death Stranding?
Does he only listen to one?
No, he whistles the one song. It turns out it's that Church's song. There's only the one, and I did not until this morning when I was just whistling it, like not even just like almost tunelessly whistling, and I was like, oh, that's the Death Stranding song.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
that's the one that's called Death Stranding.
That's the song they did at the fucking game. That is the Church's song. Oh shit,
that is the theme song of Death Stranding.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of music, maybe.
Did you see? I went
Stranding,
fucking buck wild one day when I had no shoots, and put links in for like all that music in that category.
Like added links to the things we had. I haven't. I have been looking at the game of the year list, but I did not.
Fucking poke. It's all well organized.
Yeah, Control's got a lot of good
tons of links in there that I sat in.
Just like the old God's Asgard.
People would be like, "I like this game," and I was like, "I don't even know," but here's some links to this music in this game.
Every time I look at the game of the year list, the only thing I see is like, we gotta trim some of this down.
No. Never.
There's a lot.
Start with all of it.
It'll get trimmed real quick once the show starts.
Yeah. So there's a lot of them that where I'm like, this game had good music.
There's a lot that's on
I really like this specific track.
Just to talk about.
Get rid of it.
It's probably Control, right? It's old gods. You guys like the old gods of Asgard?
So the problem with Control is the music is
no. There is no problem with Control.
It's like it's the moments that the music plays in.
Let's just put that last. I call it Dynamite.
Yeah,
I call it Dynamite,
yeah.
but I don't know what the song's actually called. Just Dynamite.
It's on as Dynamite. Guess what? There's a fucking link there now.
Oh shit!
There's a fucking link there.
Did you
throw a song in there and you check it 24 hours later?
Boom!
I'll have a fucking link there.
Right. Having finished Control, I went to look up that song on YouTube and could not find it, so I uploaded it myself.
Is that a real song?
No, I think it's from Control. It's only exists in Control.
Right, the Dynamite.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, went to look up that like little piece of the game, that clip of the game, and couldn't find it, so I uploaded it myself. You are welcome.
I feel like that song is so evocative of what they're going for. Like a time that when the chorus of that song hits, I was like, oh yeah, I like this song. I've heard this. And then I like realized after, I was like, it's not a real song. They capture like an era so well in that.
Yeah, it sounds like every like late 80s, early 90s music video that you've ever seen.
I can't wait to talk more about it.
Yeah, I can't
on the
wait.
25th.
Cannot wait. Join us, January 25th, Game of the Year show. I think
there will be links.
I have to talk about. I think that's all I played. That's all I played. I got Disco Elysium on the docket, on the burner.
It's my unicorn.
Played 1 minute of it, and was immediately played 1 minute of it, and knew I had to play more. It is weird. It is fucking weird. The outset of that game. I'll see if I can get you a copy.
Yeah, you see if you give me a copy.
Yeah.
You got run on a fucking Mac?
I bet it will. If it exists on Mac.
It doesn't exist on Mac. That's right.
If
That's
it existed
problem.
on Mac, I bet the hardware you have could run it. Seems real basic.
It is definitely not on a Mac, though. I remember looking it up.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get copies. Let's take a quick break here. We'll come back, read. It's a bit of a slow news week, but we'll look at the year ahead, talk about some news, and see you here on the other side of this musical break.
I have a question that I was going to mention.
Should I mute the mics?
Maybe.
Only you haven't asked it, so only you know. I can't reveal that I'm a time traveler yet. That'll fuck up the timelines. So you have to tell me.
Okay,
if
don't even look at me.
Mute
I'll
the
explode.
mics.
Okay.
Mute them.
Okay.
Cut these people off.
Okay.
I was just. That might be
definitely better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Kev was just wondering, like, what is the legality of playing the Game of the Year show music on the stream?
I
don't mean like I mean for us, like we can like do like a 10-hour loop of the music so we can listen to it for the entirety of the show for the people who might not have heard all the music, and then
just have the thing always running, not even like
in the background, like let's constantly running, so all the songs are playing. We're hearing it as we discuss it.
This is fucking
songs though. But what if we're
wild
like
thinking?
What if we're like, oh, I don't want to talk about Control now, but we're on the Outer Wilds part of the.
Well, no, we'll
when the
like,
music category starts.
Yeah, when the music category
it
starts is when the music stops, because theoretically we'll have listened to all of the music.
I see,
and then we start talking about it.
We are totally fine to do it how we did last year. Of like, I have a song from a game. Let's all listen to the clip together, and that plays on the podcast and on the stream.
But are we allowed to do this?
I don't know. I honestly thought last year when we did it like that, it didn't really hit for me at all. Like just listening to
as Kev was saying,
bits
like
and pieces of a song,
make a playlist of all the songs
and just listen to them?
play them during the awards
Yeah, like
While
while
we're
we're
talking
talking about moment of the year in the background, so all of us can hear it.
But I don't. But like, it would be like we're talking about moment of the year. Okay, but shut up. This is the song from Control that I want everyone to. Shh. Everyone listen to the song. This is the one I want everyone to hear. I think this one stands out the most.
I don't know if there's a good, because I agree with you.
Yeah.
I feel like music is the hardest to like I'll play a song and just like I'll be like, I just want you to understand.
Yeah. I can never make you feel the way I
like,
felt. You're not wrong. It is the worst. Like it's the hardest
so subjective,
category
and more so than being so subjective, it is so tied to what is happening in the moment that if you have not had that moment, then it's like
I totally feel what you mean.
This is like 3 notes playing over and over again. This is bad, and I'm like
I feel that Dragon Quest XI should have won Music of the Year, but it was impossible for me to sell it.
What did win? Red Dead?
Tetris.
Effect?
Yeah.
Effect.
Okay.
99.
I was like 99? Didn't come out that year, I guess.
Guess what?
What?
Tetris 99.
I have to be.
Can come out this year.
2 links.
Yeah, game of the year this year.
For the 2 songs that appear in Tetris 99.
New songs?
No. Well, one of them is another version of the Tetris music.
No, you can't do that.
Fucking did it. Put a link right in there. And then the other one is, I think, Flight of the Bumblebees, which is also not a new song.
Okay, but if it's the same version of a song that was in Tetris Effect, then you can't nominate it the next year.
It's got to be new music.
It has to be new music.
It doesn't matter. That wasn't going to win anyway, but
what if it does? It has to.
Oh, fuck.
If it's the same music, it has to win.
But it's not the same music as Tetris Effect.
Okay.
It's just like, it's the old Tetris music. Like when Tetris was first.
But is it a remake?
I think it is.
Is it remixed?
Yeah.
Remade, remixed?
Reboot. But there's something else going on there, yeah.
Is it Feat anyone? Feat Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, Snoop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's probably exists somewhere.
Probably. Snoop will do anything for money.
That's true. He was on NHL 20.
I heard about that. I want to get
funny.
NHL 20 just to get the Snoop back.
It's kind of really well done. He'll like just come in like the same way that happens on like real NBC.
Yeah.
He'll just like come in for a period. And they'll like announce at the end of the first. It'll be like the regular commentary crew, and the commentary crew will be like, and stay tuned because coming up for the second period, Snoop Dogg's going to be joining us. And then Snoop Dogg's there and does commentary for the entire second period and has a whole bunch of voice lines. It's shockingly well done for a video game series that has not been doing anything shockingly well lately.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty good use of Snoop.
And Snoop's a professional. You know he's coming in pounding out those lines in like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. And they're all funny.
First take every time, yeah.
He's a good man.
Yeah, that would literally be the only reason that I would want to get NHL 20.
Snoop. Does it has to be new music, best new music, or just best music?
I don't know, because
that Tetris music is not new.
Well, and that song from Star Wars, that song from Star Wars is not a song made for Star Wars. That song by The Who, the HU, that Mongolian throat singing band.
Yeah, that's for Star Wars, right?
No, that song exists in the world. That song is a song that you could buy on a CD. That song is not for Star Wars.
Then I don't think it's best new. I don't know.
And a lot of the music in Control is not original for Control.
I guess if it's a video game that is bringing it to the forefront, I think
we'll have to have that talk.
That makes it acceptable.
We'll have to have that. It'll be like early
I can't think of anything. I can't really think of anything where it's like it was entirely licensed music that existed before. And it should be in consideration. Like the game series that always comes to mind when I think about that is like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
where it's like, Grand Theft Auto had a really good list of tracks.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything like that this year.
Not that I can think of. There'll be the odd song here and there, like that Star Wars one.
Yeah,
is the one that sticks out in my head. Where I
had no idea that was a song that existed in the world.
Yeah. It sounds like Cantina music. It sounds like Star Wars Cantina. You're like, they made a new Cantina song. You're like,
they made a new Cantina song for this game.
This is like Mongolian, it turns out, not Huttese or whatever.
They're very similar languages.
Yeah. Talk about some news, gentlemen.
Let's do it.
We'll do some. Let's do the news real fast, and then we'll very quickly go through some 2020 releases. Hey, The Witcher 3. We were talking about that.
We did. Was that on the show or the pre-show?
I think that might have been on both. Yeah, maybe a little column. Okay. You're playing The Witcher because you're watching The Witcher. I think that was on the main show.
Yeah. Yes, I am playing The Witcher because I'm watching The Witcher.
The Witcher 3 has broken 100,000 current Steam users for the first time ever.
That's me.
Which is funny. Are you playing it on Steam?
No.
On God.
It's not you.
That's not
It's
you.
not me.
The previous peak was 92,000 in May of 2015 when the game launched.
That's pretty good.
Which I pulled this article.
pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The show has made the game more popular than it was when it released.
Which makes sense in some way.
Yeah.
It's
New
kind of
people.
jarring to hear, but at the same time, it's like, oh yeah, because I bet you everyone who played the game the first time probably kind of got a little itch to go back to it, like I did.
And bringing in new
and then
folks who
new
have
people
never-
would be like, oh, I want to get more of this.
And then there's those people who are like, oh, The Witcher, well, I'll start at the first one. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is an old game.
It's an old game. Witcher 2 even.
Yeah, Witcher 2 is hard to.
Yeah.
Even the enhanced edition is very hard to play. Vince Zampella of Respawn, the man what brought us, well, one of the folks who brought us Star Wars, Jedi
Apex.
Fallen Order, Apex, Titanfall, and Modern Warfare 2, if you go back far enough. He is taking over DICE LA, which was so this studio used to be Danger Close Games, which shut down. Let's see, Medal of Honor came out in the fall. I want to say Medal of Honor Warfighter came out in the fall. Yes, the worst name. Well,
Nah.
what is the worst name? Warfighter or Warface? Those are both games.
Warface.
You think Warface?
Yeah,
Warface
Warface is way worse.
Yeah, it's a bad name.
Warfighter though.
You fight a war.
I guess. Well, you could have a war. Show us your Warface.
I mean, you could, like, if someone said I'm a war fighter, I'd be like, oh, a soldier.
Yeah.
But
No.
if someone said I'm a war face,
I'm a
I'd be like,
warfighter.
excuse me?
Excuse me. Anyways, they made that Medal of Honor game, and then that studio shut down in the January after, and kind of got absorbed into DICE, became a support studio, helped on the Battlefield games, did support work on Fallen Order. But anyways, Vince is taking them over, and they are starting work on a new original game. They're going to rebrand, which is very smart, I think.
You think they'll
And-
rebrand as something Respawn adjacent? Like some spin off of that name? Yeah.
Probably. I would guess. I would think Respawn LA, maybe.
Yeah.
What about Re-Dice?
Oh,
Dice
Kev nailed
Spawn.
it. Copyright that.
Or maybe not, because he says that the studio's new direction will be entirely separate from DICE or Respawn. They're going to be working on a totally new original game.
Okay.
So they're not going to make a Battlefield or doing support for whatever. But he will still be the head of Respawn. This is a little.
Seems
this
like
is
he's
interesting.
doing a lot of work.
Yes, the head of two completely separate, completely different direction studios is pretty interesting. But Vince will be taking care of both of that.
I mean, I wonder how quickly that just becomes. He puts a director of this studio underneath him, and they both report to him, and that is basically the equivalent of, oh, I'm going to be the head of both studios.
It depends.
Yeah.
Every studio is different, and every head is like a Casey Hudson is very different than a. I mean, I've only worked under Casey Hudson, so I don't know, but I would assume every studio head is very different with how hands-on they are.
Right.
Final Fantasy VII apparently there's going to be a demo for that remake. That demo has leaked. Great job.
I sure hope you don't have to buy Final Fantasy HD Type 0 in order to get the demo.
Fuck.
What if they do that?
And then I'll buy it.
Yeah, shit. There's loads of stuff in the game. I've never played Final Fantasy VII. I'm saving myself for the remake.
Me too.
Hey, great. I just spoilers. I hear it's got Tifa.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, well,
No one's ready.
They reduced the size of her, so it's
I might be ready.
okay. Yeah, there are loads of like weapons and mini games and things that I'm sure if you knew what they meant could glean. Like, oh my god, they cover this. The demo goes here and here and here. It's all Greek to me. But apparently there are several, more than a few references to a PC port. Things like specific AMD and NVIDIA hooks in the code, as well as the box art got updated to. It used to say PS4 exclusive. Now it says 1 year of PS4 exclusivity, which is oddly specific if it is not coming to PC. So PC port a year later, pretty much, say like 50% confirmed.
That's a hard number, 50%?
Maybe even a little more, maybe like 60, 70, I might say.
65.
So I will let you guys know, as avid Ring Fit adventurers.
Yes.
One of the mini games in Final Fantasy VII.
We call ourselves the Ringlit crew.
The Ringlet? Okay.
Ringlit crew.
Ringlet crew?
Yeah.
It's
very good.
You do squats in the minigame.
Oh, god damn it.
Well,
Triple triad
now
is
there's-
fucking 3 sets of 3 squats now.
2 games I can't play back to back now.
Fuck yeah, we'll have to cut some some WWE 2K20 in there. Did you add this story, Brando?
I did.
Because I had this on the list and then took it off and was like, this is funny for me, but I'm glad that someone put it back on here. There was a literal Y2K bug in 2K20 where when the system clock rolled over to 2020, completely broke the game, and the only fix
All modes
is to broke it spectacularly in like the flesh is not appearing on wrestlers anymore.
Yep.
And
if you're lucky enough to see a wrestler.
That's right.
Because there's a lot of just click on quick play or singles match and just gone.
Apparently, the only fix as of right now is to roll your system clock back to 2019.
Let me tell you, as somebody who remembers all the crazy predictions about the Y2K thing, I'm glad that it actually happened.
Yep.
Yeah, just 10 years later and with one insignificant game.
20 years later for WWE. But it's good to know that all of that crazy thinking that the world was going to end stuff, it was actually possible. It was all actually possible.
I like to think that a year ago, like at the beginning of 2019, I could just be fucking doing something and Matt could be like, hey, Brando, what game will just break when the clock rolls over? And before you're done the sentence, I'd be like, probably WWE 2K 2020. I just like that it is by name 2K20, which is officially when you cannot play that game.
Y2K20.
I like it.
More like. Speaking of 2020, let's look at the game, the year in games coming up here. I'm just going to pick ones that I think are standout because this has every video game in the entire world on it.
Could you please pick some that I also think are standout?
Sure.
As well as with me.
Here's one that none of us are going to care about, but the expansion to Monster Hunter Iceborne. Monster Hunter World Iceborne finally hits PC in January.
It gives me just terrible memories.
We were so hyped.
Yeah.
For like
everyone bought it.
15 minutes that we were all really hyped about playing that game.
I bought a headset. While
demo,
I was
man.
buying the headset, you guys were learning that we were not going to do this.
You don't watch trailers. This is not watching trailers in video game form. This is why you don't watch trailers. We all watch the trailer. You went and bought your headset. It's just like movies. When you go and buy your $60 of movie popcorn ahead of time or whatever.
That's true. He's right. I will say with specifically, and you're right on many counts, but specifically with Monster Hunter, I didn't give a flying fuck about that game until you guys were like, we could all play that together.
Had a very compelling beta.
Monster Hunter Mondays.
Yeah, it was going to be fun.
I remember we were talking about that for a little while.
Hey, I'm still game.
Yeah.
We can't do it.
Is it time to get back in?
Did they fix the multiplayer?
No, it's always worked as designed. Like it's designed like that. There's nothing to fix.
Redesign the multiplayer.
Nope, they did not. Let's see here. Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I only have cursory knowledge about this, but as I understand it, it's a Yakuza game, but the protagonist in the game is a huge Dragon Quest fan. So everything is Dragon Quest themed, and that is why it is called Yakuza Like a Dragon.
I'm on board.
And like Dragon Quest, it takes the combat, which used to be like arena-based combat, and makes it turn-based.
Okay, like sign me up.
Yeah. There you go.
Big Dragon Quest fan.
We're putting you on that one for the review.
Been looking for reasons to get into the Yakuza franchise.
4-person battle team. I have, like, joking aside, totally been looking for a reason to get the Yakuza franchise.
I own Yakuza 0 and bounced right off of it.
Yeah.
It's because it's not based on Dragon Quest.
I might be right.
I might try Judge Eyes or what Judgment, whatever it's called here.
Yeah, I feel like you could play that one with no cursory knowledge of Yakuza.
Yeah, because I
think that's.
I only know
Judgment
Yakuza
is
from
totally
the outside.
standalone.
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't even know the main character's name.
Phil.
I do, but I don't because I played too much Persona, and I know it starts with K, but I want to say it's not Kawakami. That's your homeroom teacher who gives you special massages. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Dragon Ball Kakarot comes out on January the 17th.
That's his name.
It's Kakarot. Yeah, Yakuza's Kakarot. I've heard that game looks like it is going to be fucking bad.
Yeah, that is a game that I'm ready to be hurt by.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I want it to be good.
Me too.
I am such a huge stupid idiot for Dragon Ball. Something called The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. I don't know what that is. A survival horror game from Skybound Entertainment on the PC. It's on January the 23rd.
I mayhaps have never heard of such a thing.
Yakuza 5 hits PS4 here in the Americas on February the 11th.
Was there a date for that Enter the Dragon or Become the Dragon?
Is it January?
Like a Dragon, January 16 is Like a Dragon.
It's like next week.
That's fucking soon.
Oh shit, that is.
Some of the stuff we're saying has come out.
Let's see here. We're into the February. Darksiders Genesis comes out on February the 14th, the same day as Dreams for the PS4.
I like Darksiders 1.
I like Darksiders 2 as well. Darksiders 1 and 2 are I think pretty good. Different but good. Darksiders 3 fucking sucks. Darksiders 3, if we had a worst game of the year category, I would unironically put Darksiders 3 up for
Is that this year?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I think yes, it was this year. Yeah, fuck, I bought that game. You fucking do it. That game sucks. Bayonetta and Vanquish, the 10th anniversary bundle, which I think is a remaster. I think it might be a remaster. Is out on February the 18th, coming to PS4 and Xbox.
Ooh, people can play Bayonetta.
Yeah, and Vanquish. Vanquish is fucking good. Let's see here. As a Persona 5, Iron Man VR comes out February the 28th. I remember hearing about that.
I went and played a Iron Man, I'm using air quotes, VR. It's not VR. I shouldn't even be using the air quotes. A first-person Iron Man experience at the Telus World of Science at their Marvel exhibit that they were doing.
Yes.
And there was a fucking huge line for it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, fuck, this is really...
CTV.
This must be really popular. I wasn't there for work.
Oh.
Not to say I wouldn't do that anyway. But so I like kind of just crept up, like not in the line, just to kind of look at it,
See
not
what
to
it was.
actually play it.
Yeah.
And first of all, it looked like shit.
Okay, great.
Second of all, I was like, this can't be the thing that they're talking about that's coming out. And then, lo and behold, my eyes did spot a Xbox Kinect on the TV.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, this is not the thing.
Nope. This is a PS4 exclusive. A Kinect, huh?
And I was like, this is running on some not a Squid hardware.
Was that Telus World of Science Superhost thing cool?
Oh yeah, on the by and large.
Yeah,
I think you'd get more out of it. I bet you. I would say if you are only a fan of the movies, maybe you don't get full value from it because it's not.
What
cheap.
if you're a fan of science? Also, like legitimately, no.
No, there's not a lot of
They
like.
don't break-
There's not a lot of like. This is the fun science behind Marvel. It's a lot of like
usually
costumes and like fun facts.
replica hammer
and,
or whatever.
replica hammer. Fun facts about that. Like there's some cool stuff in there where it's like there's like a little like drawing board, like an interactive drawing board where you can like ink. By dragging your fingers over, you can ink the same comic page, but with different famous inkers, and see how it's like. This guy like made like really, like his blacks were like really really black, and then this guy did more like a black pencil crayon, like kind of scratch shade kind of thing. It's neat that kind of way. But I remember walking out of it being like, if I wasn't into the comics, there's about half of that I'd be like, I don't care about this.
Bit of a whiff.
Yeah, a bit of a whiff.
March the 3. Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's not very far away.
That's fucking me and Kev. And you.
Real close.
We're getting in.
Final
Spoiler
Fantasy,
cast.
It's the time. We should. Yes. If you played Final Fantasy VII before, though, right? We need to get a third who's never in their lives played Final Fantasy VII,
Yeah.
and
then also have Kev.
Yeah, as the neutral take,
Yeah,
so that
the
we're all
seer.
like, can you believe that Aerith died? Or Aerith probably doesn't die now, or who knows?
Fuck.
Just crazy.
That's the one with Cloud and the big sword.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm playing the right game.
Sephiroth. That's the one that goes.
I feel like it has
That's that
the most amount of characters that cross over to Kingdom Hearts.
I used to know the fake words. Many DVDs, many DVDs. Biggest loser ever seen. Do 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 do. Sephiroth. Yeah, many DVDs. Biggest loser ever seen. Sephiroth.
The doo-doos were poo.
Poo 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 poo. Sephiroth. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yay!
March the 11th.
I care about that.
Neo 2. March the 13th.
So here's the thing with Neo 2. I don't know how to feel about it because it was my old favorite one of those. And I bounced off of it. And now I've played Sekiro through to completion, which either means I'm very ready for Neo 2 or I don't want to touch Neo 2.
We, the Sekiro suckers look down on the Neo nerds.
Oh, really?
A bunch of
There you go.
plebes.
Stay away from it.
I'm looking down on past Brandon, who liked Neo.
I don't know if that's true. I bounced off Neo also.
I really like Neo was the farthest I had got on one of those until
It was the fastest ironically, the fastest I ever bounced off one of those. March 20, Animal Crossing New Horizons for Nintendo Switch. I'm the only one who likes Animal Crossing.
I've never played
will
Animal
buy
Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I feel like
Pokemon. I'll buy it, never play it.
Animal Crossing is a weird thing where it's like I never get super excited. It is like it is a not exercisey Ring Fit where I wake up and I was like, I got an hour of stuff to do and then go away.
I gotta pull these wheels
On to other video games.
I'm gonna have bugs in my town. Doom 64 hits the Windows, computer, Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One that same day.
What?
Doom 64.
Wait, like
Like
the
Doom
actual,
64?
like,
The
Doom
one that came out on Nintendo
on
64.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's probably the worst Doom game. Also, Doom Eternal comes out that day.
There you go.
Maybe buried the lead a little bit.
I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, so much. God,
I really like
damn
the
it,
first
Doom
Doom game.
Eternal. And then apparently, sometime in March, Half-Life Alyx will be out there. Persona 5 The Royal is out as well on March 31st. Well, anything scheduled for March 31st, maybe. Iffy. Resident Evil 3. This doesn't say remake, but I think this is the remake. Is it out in
is.
April?
Yeah.
That's so soon.
The remake comes out in April.
That's less than... That's like 13 months
Does
away
the
from
remake
Resident
come
Evil 2.
out in April or May?
I think the remake comes out in... Let me see if there's one in May. I think the remake comes out in April.
Okay, me too.
April the 3rd. Resident Evil 3 remake.
It felt like a very video game thing for them to be like, here's Resident Evil 3, and then a month later, here's the remake.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
So
I
am
fucking
I.
love Resident Evil 2.
It has to be a different team. It must, right? It must be. Like, Resident Evil 2 just came out. Resident Evil 2 just came out.
The thing is, I didn't really know the turn time for Resident Evil 2.
Has to be. It has to be a total remake. Has to be. Everything
No,
has
I
to be
think it
re-recorded
is.
and like new act. It's like it's a new game. Just
Yeah.
has kind of the same
As Resident
rough
Evil
script.
2 was.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm talking about
That's-
Resident Evil 2.
Oh, yes.
But I'm assuming 3 will be
But I
exactly
don't
the
know how
same.
long it took them to make 2. So I don't know
Yes.
how long it take them to make 3.
Yeah, okay. I see that.
That's what I
A
mean.
year is a very short. Dragon Age 2
Absolutely.
was made in a year, and look at that pile of shit. But
It worked in most respects.
Resident Evil 2, fucking dope in a way that...
One might say the 5th best video game of 2019.
I don't even like Resident Evil. I might put it higher than that.
Oh, fuck.
It's a very... Resident Evil 2 is so incredibly made, so smartly made. Like, every single decision,
good.
top to bottom, from that map
fucking great fucking map.
to the way that ammo... I have a lot to say about Resident Evil at the Game of the Year show. And I don't even... This is like... I did not play Resident Evil Classic. I played 5 with Oliver.
Hey, you're talking to a man who put Resident Evil 7 as his game of the year.
Oh, yeah. I played
and
a
had
little bit.
people
Played a
laugh
little
in
bit of
his
7.
face.
Played a little bit of 7. Wasn't for me.
No.
I've never played 4. Like, kind of don't... I'm not crazy about Resident Evil, and I love 2. 2 is
is
super
really
good.
good.
Did you ever play 2?
I didn't play any.
Oh, it's on Xbox.
Maybe no. I don't.
We
I don't
have
think
it
I
on
did.
Xbox.
What? Oh, yes.
Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Does it exist on? It exists on PlayStation also,
yep.
but we own it on Xbox.
Oh, yeah, I have it. I have a hard copy, but it's on Xbox. Yeah. I guess that's what you're talking about.
I can lend you an Xbox. Resident Evil 2 is dope.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk
Not super long
2077 is out on April the 16th.
That might be my most anticipated game of 2020.
I'm trying to keep the hype in check. I'm trying to.
Something's got to be. Something's got to be the most anticipated.
Yeah.
Not going to be Animal Crossing.
Does it sound sad to say that I don't ride the waves anymore. I just have a constant like good excitement.
High as I can get.
I'm like,
come
yeah,
crashing down.
I like to keep it real neutral, and then I'm pleasantly surprised. And then sometimes, what was I even saying this year? I don't want to. Never mind. It involves Star Wars 9, so I can't say it.
Humunga Cowabunga is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, big humunga cowabunga.
Yeah, I want to ride the wave that will crush the island.
Tubular. Nar. Tubage.
Hang 10.
Radical.
Predator Hunting Grounds. That's that game that Kutra is the game director of. Comes out on April the 24th. Gears Tactics. That's the Xbox Gears game, which I thought looked pretty good. They showed a little bit of that.
That looked good at the Game Awards.
Yeah, I thought that looked a lot better than I thought it did.
I do not like tactics games. I've learned these things about myself.
April 28th. Let's see. We'll just start saying names and see if anybody cares. This one I know we care. Fast and Furious Crossroads comes out on May the 9th.
game also unironically looks dope.
I think so. We haven't had a good car combat game in a long time.
Let me tell you right now, Dark Horse, Game of the Year 2020.
I'm so in.
Listen for it.
I'm so in.
Mark it on your bulletin boards.
Marvel's Avengers is out on May the 15th. That seems soon.
Oh shit,
That seems very soon for that game.
I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, which is going to be a big thing, whether it is a good thing or not. It is some money, some fucking cash dollar went into that game.
2 weeks later, exactly 2 weeks later, Last of Us Part 2 drops.
Oh, fuck.
There's a Wasteland 3 release in there on May the 19th, but
Last of Us 2?
Wasteland. Yeah, Last of Us
Also
Part 2.
in my most anticipated. Brando's most anticipated Game of the Year category, Cyberpunk, Last of Us 2.
Ghost of Tsushima.
I need a third. It might be Ghost of Tsushima.
And that's kind of all we have. We get into
The Dog Days.
October, December, and something called Who's Your Daddy is scheduled for December the 23rd.
That is my most anticipated.
Yeah, there's a lot of unscheduled games in here that are supposed to come out this year. We don't know when. 12 minutes, that's the little top-down. It's supposed to take place. It's like a 12-minute loop or something. We saw at E3, I think.
A long time ago, it feels like. It was not this E3. Or it was not
I think we've seen it
first.
for a few E3s, maybe.
But it's like, the cop comes in and like shoots your wife or something, and then you can go back in time and make a different decision, and then something else happens. You're like trying to get these characters to some sort of ending.
I thought it looked real dope.
Yeah.
When we saw. Axiom Verge 2 is apparently out in either Q3 or Q4.
I'll play that.
Did you play? I didn't play the first one.
Might beat the first one. It was good.
Bravely Default 2 is out this year sometime.
I don't care about that.
The Dark Pictures anthology Little Hope. That next the follow-up to the Man of Medan, which I super liked. That's the Big Yawn. Until Dawn. The Until Dawn folks. Yep. Did you play? You played Man of Medan?
Yeah, I did not care for the first one.
I think that's fair. Mm-hmm. I thought the preview for the second one looked real dope. Looked like I don't remember what it was now. I want to say like a monster flick,
I got
maybe?
one of those like look into the poster and see the future things for the next episode.
I think I did too.
Because there was a character, and I was like, I've not seen you in this game. And then they showed the preview, and I was like, oh, that's the fucking... And now I can't remember what it is, so I'm not going to be able to save them. But
yeah, and I don't remember. They totally tease what the gimmick will, or what they will at least present it as, and I think it is...
Lost in the Woods?
Yeah, I think... No... Yes, I think it is Monster in the Woods, but I might totally be misremembering. It was a real... Whatever it was a real archetype. We're like, oh, it's Dracula, or like, oh, it's Mummy, or, Frankenstein's monster. Like, there's a real, like, it is this classic horror trope.
Warren really liked the first one, I think.
I really like the first Man of Medan as well. The co-op stuff they do is kind of amazing.
And we didn't do that co-op stuff. We did the... Well, I'd have to buy another...
Not anymore. Nope, they patched that out now, so that if only one person owns Man of Medan, you can play co-op, or maybe it's... I'm sure I read a story about that getting patched in.
It would have to be co-op.
Yeah.
What else would you play?
I was like, well, maybe it's split screen, but they already had the split screen mode.
Well, split screen, you'd only need one person to own it.
And the split screen, there is the split screen in there, but it's totally different. The cool thing about the co-op is the two players see different scenes simultaneously. Exactly. They're interacting in each other's scenes in a very unique way.
Me and Warren played it in kind of the pass the controller play, where you all control different characters and it told you when to change it. And I did not care pretty much that entire story about what was happening. That might be my most disappointed I was in a video game this year.
Yeah. Knowing the gimmick, it would probably do nothing for you again.
Probably.
But the co-op is very neat, at least, like design-wise. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Death Stranding on PC. Q2, Q3.
You just wait. Just wait and play it then. We're not going to bring it up at Game of the Year.
Oh, I will.
Oh,
maybe
fuck.
Best Music.
I'll be there then.
Maybe Best Music.
There's some good music in that.
Ghost of Tsushima, Q2, Q3.
It's maybe a best looking contender also.
Yeah, we can totally... We will have that discussion.
Yeah. Let's just have it right now. Then we don't have to have the...
This is kind of wild to read.
Okay.
The first PlayStation 5 exclusive, Godfall, will be out in Q4.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What if the PlayStation gets pushed?
Oh, God. Halo Infinite, Q4.
Game will still come out.
You just
pick
buy
it up
it
early.
and,
Hades is supposed to be out of early access in Q3 or Q4.
my time to shine with fucking Hades.
That League of Legends game, which one is Legends of Runeterra, is the card game? It's supposed to be out next year. I think it's the card game.
Maybe? I have no idea.
Apparently there's a Medal of Honor game next year called Above and Beyond, which is kind of fucked. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond.
The Call of Duty.
The Call of Duty, yeah. That's weird. Is out sometime next year. Let's see. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Remember seeing that? No More Heroes 3 is out next year. I forgot about that.
Does Dying Light ever come out?
Dying Light 2?
Yeah.
It's out next year. I saw it on this list somewhere and then totally breezed past it. Q2, Dying Light 2. Psychonauts 2, I guess, is out next year. Yeah, I'm shaking my head no. 2. Hellblade 2. I'm a big Hellblade fan now. I played the first Hellblade. Was it your first time playing it when you played it? Recently?
It was my first time finishing it.
Yeah, okay. But you knew the gimmick kind of
I knew the
thing.
gimmick.
Okay.
I knew the gimmick going in the first time.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah, okay.
I knew it better this time, but did not care.
System Shock?
Sure.
Is out in Q1?
I will need to know.
That's I don't know what this is. A remake of System Shock? A spiritual successor? It is a upcoming action role-playing game developed and published. It is a remake of the 1994 video game by the same name. There you go. So the very early spiritual successor to BioShock, System Shock.
We're shock people here. Shock Masters.
Shock Masters, yeah. What's the code? There's a code from those games that is always the same. Same in BioShock always as well. It's like 1405 maybe? Or something like that. There's a 4-digit code from System Shock that is used in every single
to get into a door.
Yeah. And it's totally a door in BioShock, or like multiple doors in BioShock. The first door I want to say has
is it the blood with the blood on the wall? That might be it.
I don't remember. I don't even remember what the number is. I think they might equal 9 maybe.
It's nice of people to give the codes when they're dying.
Yeah, that wasn't blood. That was like that was the air turned off and like mysterious smudge.
That's a different one.
He's like drew the shit on the wall.
It was like backwards.
They were backwards. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine. No one knows. Sometime between April 2020 and March 2021. Everything got pushed back in Ubisoft when Breakpoints
flopped.
Wildlines. Breaklines. Watch Dogs Legion comes out in
that might be good.
Q3 Q4. I think that might be. That's the one where you can like jump. They're like you can play literally anyone in the city, and just on that gimmick alone, it
seems fascinating.
Wasn't that kind of the gimmick that they tried to pull with the first Watch Dogs game?
No, you're like hacking traffic lights and
you must
shit.
Be thinking of Prototype. Where you fucking
probably thinking of Prototype.
Grabbed people and ate them and became them while you were running up a building.
Main character Alex Mercer.
Trust me, you're thinking of Prototype.
Same
people is always thinking about Prototype.
I think I can, and again, not even ever touching the game or whatever. It's the trillion guns in Borderlands thing where like
sure, but it's not the gimmick.
It is the gimmick for that game.
No, I know, but it's not the gimmick that is why I'm like, oh, that's gonna blow me away. Like I totally get the I understand the concept of there's no way in hell you had enough people hours to make this as a fulfilling as an experience as you could imagine it being.
Yeah.
But it could pop out and be something like the Nemesis system where you're like, oh, this is a really like you can see the gears turning, but they're turning in such a way where it's satisfying. Yeah,
I could see that. I don't like Watch Dogs, so it's going to take something kind of. I haven't enjoyed 1 or 2. I should say.
I weirdly liked 1, which no one did.
Yeah,
and bounced off of 2, which everyone said was much better.
And then I see another listing here for Yakuza Like a Dragon that says it's coming out unknown. So I don't fucking know. Maybe it's English and Japanese or something.
Oh, the Japanese one's probably coming out.
Yeah,
I'm not too.
Let's
not too sure.
Learn Japanese and get the Japanese ones just so we can get in there quick.
But that is your 2020 at a glance, plus or minus the surprises that get unveiled during the year. I don't know.
There's 3 bangers in there for me. There are 3 that, like a Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
I will go in and be just fascinated with whether I like it or not.
The Sony, 2 of them are the big four from Sony that they still haven't. Big 4? No. Yeah, Last of Us and Ghosts.
Spider-Man, Ghosts, and
Spider-Man? Avengers?
The big 4 was
Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
At E3, they showcased 4 big games, and it was Marvel Spider-Man, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and
some of them were
I can never keep Last of Us. I can never fucking keep them straight. It'll be. I'm so Ghost of Tsushima is the biggest question mark. Like, what does that game play like? Is that game like the Tenchu games of old? Does that game play like Sekiro? We've kind of only seen like snippets and behind the back stuff, and like, oh, he's riding a horse, which that answers none of my questions.
And then I think Avengers for me is the biggest unknown. Like there's enough around that makes me think, this might not be very good.
Yeah.
But it's also,
I mean,
it's so much money is going to be going into that game where it's just like, this is either going to be another Anthem where you're like, oh, this is awful. You fucking had all this money and fucking blew it. Or hopefully it's more like Destiny.
Remember when Destiny launched, though? Hopefully
Maybe
it's like
more like new
It was like
Destiny.
Destiny 2,
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
Destiny was a little rough out of the gate as well.
so is this?
Game of the year, rough.
It's not
I'm saying.
going to be like the Spider-Man game. It's going to be like a shooter.
This is going to be like allegedly, from what we've gathered, is going to be like
The Avengers game?
Yeah.
We're talking about? It's
Yeah.
like
is going to be
Diablo,
like kind of more
Oh,
Diablo-ish or Destiny-ish.
Oh,
where it's
okay.
more
Or
like
that existing Marvel Diablo game.
Oh, that game is long bankrupt. That game is
Isn't it
shut
still
the
out?
fuck down.
Oh, whatever that
Are you
one
talking
was.
about Ultimate Alliance?
No,
No. But
Okay.
it'll be kind
That is
of a little
also-
like Ultimate Alliance, yeah.
When you say Marvel Diablo, I think Ultimate Alliance.
No, there was I don't know what it's called,
I don't
but it was a
remember what it's
literal
called either.
like
it was Diablo. It was, yeah.
yeah.
That was
No.
the game that I played for a little bit, but when you added up how long it took to get a new character unlocked for free, it worked out to like 13 and a half months in order to get one character.
It's very long.
This is going to be one of those games that there's a very good chance my just being a fan of the content will drag me through a little bit more than it will for some people.
Yeah.
But
Not I don't know. We're out of Marvel now. I'm cool about
fucking Marvel, fucking May.
I'm cooled off on
May.
Marvel. I've gone outside.
Black Widow comes out in May.
I've had my cigarette. Yeah, I actually can't wait for Black. I'm super excited for Black Widow.
And what comes
but
out
right
in May?
now,
Fucking Avengers video game.
shit. As of
They
right
planned
now,
that.
I'm cool. I've had my cool shower. I've cooled off. I'm ready for bed.
I will say my hot take is that I walked away from Star Wars Episode 9, looked back behind me, and was like, I like Marvel a lot more than Star Wars.
We need to get away from Star Wars. I have so many hot takes.
Yes.
Podcast at talkingbucks.com. Email address. You can write in here on the show. Like I say, a bit of a slow news week, but I mean, it was Christmas and New Year's, and you know. Podcast, talkingbucks.com, email address, or you can drop these on our Discord. If you have voicemails, head on over to talkingbucks.com, where you can get the link to that Discord, all that stuff. Or drop on our subreddit, r/talkingreckless. This is a follow-up to, I believe, the last podcast. Comes in from Evan,
It feels like forever ago.
our good friend Evero, who is our designated Will Smith voicemailer.
Yes.
He wrote in
God's work.
in because this wasn't about Will Smith, so we couldn't play the voicemail.
I
But
can respect a man who follows the rules.
that's right. This is about force pushes. And I realized that we fucked up before you even sent this email in watching the show. It says RE force pushes because we were discussing what is the best force push in video games. What's the best like push mechanic? What feels the best, etc. He says when discussing the game, the greatest force push, I noticed that nobody mentioned Ard from The Witcher. Can that hold a candle to Fallen Order's force push? Or in the greater push-averse in general?
We
Evan.
fucked up not at least considering
Yeah.
it. I don't think it's a great force push.
It's
You never really pushed him too far. If
Yeah.
I remember
Like,
right.
I
It was
always felt
always
like-
like just like a little stagger. Or
I always felt like it was me throwing sand at them,
A little
where I was
bit.
like, I just need a fucking second to breathe. Back it up.
a little bit, but it's fast. You can.
It is
I
fast.
feel like you can just like Ard in a way that like you force push and the Jed's gotta like, whew, I gotta get my force meter back, like cool off for a
Yeah,
little bit.
he'll just fucking
some
Geralt can
static
just do a
stretches.
fucking 360 and fucking.
Yeah, totally. And like rapid fire them. So I think there's something to be said for the Ard.
I will say that Ard is not even in my top 3 most used.
Signs. Witcher signs.
Yeah.
It's no Quen.
Yeah, Quen and the purple one. Yeah,
Yurden, the trap.
Yeah, I use that to kill
Hey,
motherfuckers.
I walked the path a long time. I know them all. He only ever uses Ard in the show.
He does.
I don't. But
But there's lots of seasons.
well, yeah, and also I've only played The Witcher 3. I played a little bit of 2, and I think he knows them all. But maybe he learns the signs later. But someone even they're like, "What spells can you cast with your fingers?" And he's like, "No cell."
Yeah,
It's a big
just
mystery.
fucking flips him off.
Big mystery.
This
yeah.
one.
Only one.
Fuck.
Fuck.
He's a good man.
It's just a great show.
He did a lot of good interviews that really made me like him as an actor surrounding that show.
Yeah, I agree.
Where he was like, if I had my way, I would never go out. I'd get to stay and play video games. People recognize me when I go out, and I don't like it.
Here, Henry.
Yes.
Podcast, talkingmarks.com is the email address where you can drop these emails on our subreddit. Drop us voicemails on the Discord. Just go to talkingmarks.com. Find all those links. You should join our Discord, by the way. Great little place. Great little community. It's the dopest forum I've ever been a part of. It's got some great... There was a time, and I've talked about this before, where I was adamantly against a meme channel. People were asking me for weeks, like, can we have a meme channel? Can we have a meme? No. Fuck that. We're not children.
Fucking Captain No Fun Eats.
We are adults who like video games.
Right.
No memes.
Yeah.
Honest discussions here only.
That's right. I am so glad that I got talked out of that, and we have a meme channel.
You've had to move to the Central Tower.
It's the biggest. it's all we have left. Really, the memes sustain us now.
That's right.
So join our Discord. We can even talk about wrestling on there.
What are all the Kingdom Hearts channels doing since I left?
I rolled it into the anime channel. It's fucking no man's land in there. It's godless.
Maybe I'll go in there and post some stuff about Dragon Ball Z. See if I can't stoke the fires.
I don't think you last 1 minute in the anime channel.
No,
the
me
things
neither.
you'd see.
I think it's got to be like a go put my takes in and then close it and don't look at
just
the
run
responses.
away.
Yeah.
I've never seen Goku. Oh God, what is he doing?
Yell your
His
opinion.
cock
into
is
the
his
void.
head.
What is Sonic doing to him? We have a D&D show called Rolling Reckless. You should go listen to it. It's a live play podcast where we play Dungeons and Dragons for give or take 4 hours every week. It's dope, and you should go listen. It's everywhere you find this podcast: iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, etc., etc., etc. If you enjoyed what you heard, consider supporting us over on Patreon. There's gonna be some changes hitting the Patreon soon as well. Some related to D&D, but there's longer podcasts. There's a longer version of this podcast up there. There's more D&D stuff. You want to know how to grow a beard? You got a video for that. Go find it on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Talking Reckless Podcast.
I feel like Brando should
I
check
should
that
go
one
check
out.
that.
I didn't want to say anything, but
Actually, it's coming in pretty good.
yeah, it's not bad. That's not bad. And then rate and review us on iTunes or Google Play or wherever you get your podcast. We're a tiny, teeny little podcast, and so your rate and reviews super duper help. So take a minute. Just take 1 or 2 minutes, unless you're gonna give us a bad rating or review, in which case,
Get to stepping.
yeah, maybe just put a 5-star there. You know what I'm saying? 5 stars for 5 stars.
Yeah, like put the good review and then like go say the bad things to the mirror.
Yeah,
And you like get them off your
write
chest.
Write it on a letter and
Mail it to
shred
yourself.
it up and put it in your morning oatmeal. Podcast at talkingreckless.com. Thanks so much for listening, Kevin Byer. Thank you very much for being here, for having the lovely Talking Reckless Studios, for owning the space.
Continues to grow.
Yeah, weirdly enough, this room gets a little bigger every week. It's strange. Brandon Lynch,
Yes.
thank you very much for making the time.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Hot New Year, first podcast of the year.
Fucking 3-man the shit out of this.
Fuck yes, it's the 2020. 3 people, no headphones. Fuck
Now,
it.
People are saying they can't come. I'm looking at it being like, like we need a fourth.
Cowards. And you at home, thanks so much for listening. The New Year show coming up January the 25th. Max Gonzalez, Gassy Mexican, join us live in studio. We play D&Ds on Sundays. I have nothing else to say. We'll see you here in a week's time. It'll be the 304th episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. See you then.
So I have a problem with my vehicle
Uh-oh.
right now where the volume knob on the speaker system, it raises the volume regardless if I turn it up or down.
Good. Good.
So the process.
So it, like, if someone ever turns the volume, it's like the volume hits 19 and it will never again go
like,
below 19.
It gets to the point where, so you can, if I turn the vehicle off and leave it for like probably close to 5 minutes, and if I turn it on any less than that, it'll stay at the volume that I turned it off at.
Yeah.
But if I leave it for like 5 minutes, like when I go back out, it'll be back at regular volume.
Okay. So there is a reset.
So there's a way, but I like if I'm driving down the highway or commuting,
Fuck, this is a good song.
yeah, and you turn it up, and then for me, this is kind of my first or my second day dealing with the problem. So I'm hoping I get used to it, but I'll instinctively, when I'm done listening to the song I really liked or the part of the talk radio that I was interested in, instinctively turn it down, and it just shoots
Keeps going
up.
back up.
No.
And then you're driving and it's uncomfortably loud, and then you just have to turn the radio off.
You know what the trick is? I used to have a friend whose vehicle stalled at higher speeds.
Yes, the rarely seen high-speed stall.
The reverse.
So yeah, we would be driving down the street, and I think it was usually like he was good like driving in Sherwood Park or whatever, because it was like mostly 50s and 60s.
No.
But I think as soon as we got into like some 70s and 80s and into those territories, the car would stall,
road.
and he would have to fire it into neutral. And then restart it as we're
rolling?
moving,
That's
we're rolling.
fucked.
So that's what you could do. You could just pound your car into neutral, turn it off,
He's not wrong.
wait for the
like 5
radio
minutes
to reset,
5
in
minutes.
neutral for 5 minutes.
and then fire that bad boy back
You want to find a
up.
good long hill to be going down.
The only problem with that with newer vehicles is because of the power steering. So your steering wheel
So you gotta be going straight.
will most likely lock as soon as you
Yeah.
turn your car off.
You gotta be
If
going
you leave it in ACC, it doesn't. If you leave it in accessories, it won't lock.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know
That will
why.
not turn my music off or my radio off though.
You're right, but if you... Why
This
do I
is-
know
this? Is
this?
a different tip.
Why do I know this? Oh, because I was looking at a thing on Reddit about how someone's like gas pedal got stuck down or something.
Okay.
And apparently, if you have to turn the car off because your gas pedal is stuck and just constantly accelerating,
Yeah.
and you turn it all the way off and your steering locks, you can turn it back one click to accessories and your steering wheel will unloosen.
That makes sense, I guess.
So is that the remedy?
No, you stomp on the brake as hard as you fucking can, and in any car that is like newer than the 1997 or something, it should. I don't know if it disengages. Stepping all the way down on the brake will stop the car, even if the accelerator is all the way down. They have been designed intelligently enough, but most people don't
Makes
know
sense.
how to step on the brake all the way. Most people have only
It's
ever.
scary.
It's super
when
scary.
you're going that fast to floor the brake is fucking terrifying.
and it literally goes to the floor.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually pushed the brake to the
feel
floor in my life. We're just
not
like,
the,
oh, fuck.
not the hard resistance. You feel the like, it will go.
We're not moving anymore because
Yeah.
there's ground there.
I've gone flying out the windshield.
Long and short of it is, if that ever happens to you, just slam the brakes on as fucking hard as you can.
Hit the hazard
All right,
lights.
I got a question. Now that we're talking about vehicles
Are we
here,
still recording?
on-
Well, I'm gonna turn the stream off. I think
On the-
Is
on
this
the
a good one? Just
post-tron.
one more for the post-tron.
when your ABS brakes start to rumble,
Yeah.
are you supposed to push harder, or are you supposed to let off the brakes?
No, if they're doing the prrrr, that means that like
Doesn't that mean you're slipping?
ABS pushes the brake 60 times a second. So unless you can theoretically on and off the brake faster than that, then 60
Okay,
times a
so-
second.
can.
So what you're saying is the rumble is good.
Yeah, the rumble means your
Don't
ABS
panic
is just
because
keep
of
pressing
the-
down.
Okay.
It's doing what's supposed to do.
All right, I honestly never knew that.
Yeah, a lot of people
I would
freak
always,
out.
I would
Like,
always take my
"Oh."
foot back off and then reapply.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can.
I think you want to do that if you're skidding.
Yeah, because
right?
like you will start to skid sometimes where like
Yeah.
you let off to regain control and then put back on.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's just that's the ABS doing what it's supposed to. That is it not locking.
Good. Well, now we learn.
60 times a second.
This is how we learn.
Yeah. So if you can do it faster, you are better to do it. If you can press the brake in and out more than 60 times a second, you should do it.
I actually have a 2-foot technique that is that I'm really good
That's your
with.
2-foot technique.
No, double brake technique.
Oh, double brake.
Yeah, it's like having a double kick on your drum.
Oh,
on your bass
okay. I got you.
But yeah, so
That's how
I
you get up
use
to 60.
I use
Yeah.
the double kick on the
Well,
brake.
there we go.
Smart.
We'll turn the stream off. To drive to the rules of the road in your area, not what we say. But thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Some video games.